was a game, but then he grabbed the mic on the floor, and Wall Street shut the hell up.
Call Rick. He called a shot and a tick, make the market do a flip. Call Rick. He got the floor in the grip, tell the Fed suck a dick. Call Rick. No script, just spit, every bomb boy dip. Call Rick. The realest one left, that's it. Yo, Santelli stepping in, floor flashing like a riot scene. T-bills in the air screaming freedom like it's 1917. Spitting tickets like a preacher in a pulpit of greed, while Powell printing trillions like the market don't bleed. Got that trench coat swag like Capone with a mic on. He don't need a desk, CNBC is Python. Snakes in the grass, he hedge them with a tight bond. Spitting facts raw than the coke that the white's on. Rick got the street smarts mixed with market math. Taught bulls a charge while he laugh in a bubble bath. His ticker talk tick like a Glock in the glass. Man, he ETF the nation with a verbal bypass. Rick. Said inflation's a trick, now the market looking sick. Rick. His voice make him trip, bonds curl up and dip. Rick. They fear the floor king quick, he don't blink, he don't flink. Rick. Ain't no coddled analyst, he that brick by brick. Santelli speak like the ghost of the Dow. Back when coke deals got you equity now. Shirt cuff tied loose, spit truth with a scowl. A voice so sharp it cut debt from a vow. Options in his pocket like coins in a pre-stray. Talking yield curves while your funds get souffle. Fed boys tremble, they stutter when he relay. By the dip, nah son, Rick been prepaying. Bloomberg cute, he that alleyway data. Grew up with the wolves eating spreads off the beta. Ain't no ETF smoothing out his behavior. He call a crash like a profit, no savior. Cash flow lava, his mind like a black box. Watch NBC live, you might need a Xanax. Rick spit war like a quant with a padlock. Guns go gamma and a mean ass backdrop. He ain't from the suits, he from the truth. Floorboard profit, bond market locksmith. He don't chase yield, yield chases him. Rick ain't worried about the next run, he built it. Rick. Make your algos glitch with a truth so rich. Rick. He don't flinch, don't switch, just spit and pitch. Rick. The voice of the pit, every tick got grit. Rick. The street crown king, that's it. Wall Street warrior.
Oh, brother. I got a little too excited there. Welcome back to another episode of the Matt Kohrs Show. When in a mere 6 minutes, we're going to get to hear from our boy, Rick. It is a CPI day. That is why we are starting early. This is going to be kind of the last major data drop we get before the monetary policy decision next week. And as of this morning, looking on Kohrs, looking on Polymarket, the odds are slowly but surely creeping up for a 50 bips rate cut. Now, obviously, to be honest here, the odds of a 25 bips rate cut are still like way higher, like almost 4x higher. But it is interesting to see how taking in the jobs data and the inflation data, the bets, not only on Kohrs and Polymarket, but even in the bond market, talking about yields and bond prices themselves, they are getting, they're moving. The needle is moving ever so slightly. There is a bit of a pulse. So that's why we're starting early today. In a mere 5 minutes, we're going to be getting that CPI report. And actually, just to set the scene a little bit, let me do a little bit of my job over here. Right here, European Central Bank leaves rates unchanged as tariff fallout lingers. All right, we already knew that. That happened at 8:15. At 8:45, the ECB president, Lagarde, or whatever the hell her name is, she's going to be talking. But stock futures gain ahead of inflation data that could clinch a Fed rate cut. So we're pretty confident that is coming down right here. Let me show you. As of right now, according to Polymarket, 78% chance of a 25 bips rate cut, 21% chance of a 50 bips rate cut. And then looking at Kohrs, 79% chance of 25 bips, 20% chance of a 50 bips. But what I'm looking at is kind of this recent movement. So like we are seeing over the past week, see how just this blue line, the blue line is that trend of that 50 bips rate cut. That's curling up as the 25 bips is curling down. So this could get a little bit, spicy right here. You could even see it. Both of these, we're seeing very, very similar bets. What's not moving is the Fed watch tool. So that's kind of the scene as of now. I wanted to show you these numbers before the report because we're pretty much going to see an immediate reaction. But the lines, the line in the sand. So right here, we already got some reports this morning. ECB, European Central Bank, they already reported. Once again, looking at their odds, there was really no chance of them getting a rate cut. But here's what you guys want to be listening to today. Year over year, the line in the sand, 2.9%. That is the headline that we want it to be at worst at expectation, or you want it to be better. Well, that's what you'd be rooting for if you're currently bullish. If you're bearish, you want this to be higher than expected. Just so everyone knows, I'm personally biased right now. My bias is to the bullish side. I have a bunch of calls. I'm long. I want this thing to keep going. But once again, just trying to lay it out for you. The month over month reading, you're looking at 0.3%. And then Kohrs, when you take out food and energy, same thing, 0.3. So if this comes in at expectation, we're going to have to dive into the numbers, but it might be perceived as bullish. If it comes in cooler than expected, like yesterday, I would expect the market to really jump to the upside. If it comes in hotter than expected, higher than expected, that's when I'd be looking for the market to drop. And also at the same time, we're getting the initial jobless claims, and the line in the sand for that is 235. So pay attention to all of that. Memorize those numbers, or as always, our boy Rick is going to probably be doing a beautiful breakdown for us. Speaking of which, let me get Rick ready for us. I don't want to miss out on our boy. I don't want to miss out on a second of our boy. Okay, we are there. Let me get this going. All right. This guy's talking. We're getting ready. Just so you know, here's the overall structure. Pre-market, post-market into pre-market. The SPY is green. Same thing here on the Qs. Post-market into pre-market, it is green on the Qs. The Russell's a little bit more choppy, and Bitcoin's hanging out at 114, just as some reference points. But remember, the high we saw yesterday is also the all-time high. And just structurally, yes. Not only did we hit an all-time high, higher lows, a beautiful trend. We're seeing that in SPX. We're seeing that in NDX. NDX almost hit an all-time high. It was technically off by a couple points, so we're still waiting that for in NDX. Bitcoin is turning itself around. I would love for it to get up into this range. And then looking at the small cap sector, even though it's not an all-time high, obviously a beautiful trend. And maybe if today's an amazing day, we might be talking about that all-time high. So just trying to give you a little bit of structural stuff. Then we're going to get into obviously options and whatnot. But we are 1 minute out, which is always a fun part of the show because this is a final minute for you guys to be able to predict. How are you feeling today? Do you think this is about to skyrocket to the upside, or do you think we're about to plummet to the downside? What is everyone's best guess? Are you betting on the skyrocketing ship, or do you think more so, I don't know, what would be a good one? Where's the anchor? I always lose the anchor, but feel free to cast your vote. Or do you think we're going to completely plummet all the way down? Are you betting on the green rocket, or are you betting on the red anchor? How are you guys feeling today? How are you feeling? Do you think this is going to come in cool and we're going to hit another record level on this beautiful Thursday? Or do you think game's over and we're about to get absolutely murked? You have literally 20 seconds to vote. Vote, 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 vote. Vote, 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 vote. You are down to now 12 seconds or it does not count. All right, we're about to find out. I'm excited. I have a lot of money on the line. All right, dude, get Rick there.
Applied to a very big number. You can get plenty of wackos.
Yeah. We're going to, we have breaking news now coming up too. And Lloyd, thank you very much.
Not
you guys coming in. And congratulations on your anniversary.
Get Rick on there. What's going on?
Thank you. Long time.
Wait,
friend Steve Leisman and Rick Santelli
First
are here
the
for
wrong move?
what we should get on time, and that is the CPI. Rick, you got it? Or Steve?
Someone give it to us.
0.4%.
Versus
an estimate of 0.3%.
Year-over-year is in line.
Real earnings minus 0.1%. Obviously, the inflation
number's
number's taking that off. Let's see what we got here. Year-over-year headline 2.9%, right in line. Ex-food and energy 3.1%, right in line. No adjustment to the prior number. But the one thing is the headline. The core at 0.3 is exactly in line with estimates. Let's see what else we have here. Unadjusted. That's all I have right now, Joe.
So
how's food was up 0.5%. So
and now we're
some
bouncing.
pressure there. Food 0.4%. Owner's equivalent rent 0.4. A little bit of pressure right there. I don't have the
Bitcoin
actual
took a bit of a hit on that
table yet, but I'll get that in a second. Taking a look, see if the bond market is reacting at all. That's what Rick would be telling us, but he's going to be here in a second. I still have the 2-year at 351. Rick, you remember where it was going in? I can't remember. 10-year at 4.01. So that's actually down a bit on this number. Yeah, pretty big decline.
Reaction
market's seeing essentially, Joe,
this hot number right here.
Inflation numbers
but then all the others
with
were
expectations.
in line, and that's
the
enough
key here,
apparently for the
and I'll
market
dig
to
into
bring
the
it right
numbers.
back to slightly
I expect
green.
to find tariff inflation in there. The key all along, the main risk to all of this was it going to spread to other things? That does not appear to be the case.
Right
that was the risk that held the Fed back.
SPY took out
we
that
can
high from
argue,
yesterday.
did it make sense for the Fed to guard against that kind of risk?
Is this a big moment, Rick? Is that
263,000? Is that what I'm seeing on initial jobless claims?
I didn't see that, Rick.
263,000. That is the news of the morning.
Shit.
We haven't been above 250,000 since October of 24. So 260,000, where's that going to come to? It equals where we were in June of 23. To find a higher number, you're back to October of 21. To me, that's the biggie. We're talking about, is the Fed fund futures market going to potentially price in 50? That is your catalyst to actually get there.
Whoa.
To price in 50. Where's the 10 year?
So bad
I was thinking we might get a
the
3
market
handle.
It doesn't care about
10-year
this
coming
hot
up.
print because the jobs
4.
is so bad.
That's what the market's reacting to.
Exactly
not,
4.
Not the inflation number.
Exactly 4.
We're waiting for that under
that
4 number. Your buddies in Chicago,
Yeah, listen.
who have the calls on that part, right?
On the 4th of, April, when we had our 3.99 yield close, the low close for the year for 10s. In Chicago,
Look at the
everybody was
odds
betting
just
that we were
changed.
going to spend a lot more time under 4%. I took the other side of that. I think debt and deficits matter. I think the yield curves matters. So I still say, even if we close, and it's based on a close, and a weekly close is your highest priority from a technical perspective. And once we get that, I think if I was a trader, I'd probably still end up fading it.
Anymore?
I think if the Fed cuts 50, the yield curve steepens 25. I still think 10s are going to be there, and they're going to be stubborn. It makes me upset when I see everybody talking about 30-year bonds. 30-year bonds haven't been the biggie in over 20 years. And just because the UK and the Japanese, they trade those things by appointment, it gets distorted. Arbitrage keeps it in line. But you want to watch the 30s versus 10s spread, 5s versus 10s, the fight, the knob. Because the steeper these get historically, the more that tells me that the premium in between these maturities is going to keep getting wider and wider.
Rick, I want to just cut you off for a second because I want everybody to take a bit of a chill pill here.
Nope, we just started dropping more.
Jobless claims number. I'm trying to run it down. There was a spike of 15,000 in Texas, and I don't know why that is. It could have been some kind of special sort of thing it could have been in local education or something like that. But if you back that out, it looks a little less drastic.
Traders don't like backing anything out of the garage. They look at everything in there, whether you have jalopies or limousines. It is what it is. These numbers have never been accurate. And I think that they're going to pay a lot more attention.
That's what I was going to ask. These numbers, the revisions that we've seen, how much attention do you pay to this the first go-around?
Our Treasury Secretary really kind of nailed it, and it made me a little nervous because basically he said it's not about maybe tweaking how we do the numbers. It's now becoming a case for how do we need to reform the Fed, and his logic is almost very hard to refute. If they're data dependent and the data is horrible, then maybe we do owe the markets more of a cut. I'm still an inflation hawk, but to see these numbers, especially on the producer side with no pass-through, I think a 50 is almost called for. And believe me, I'm not in the camp. Listen, I'm not going to be auditioning to be Fed chief, okay? So I'm not going to tell people, the Fed needs to cut. I think with record prices and equities, I agreed with most of Jay Powell's logic, but I think things have changed dramatically. And that 911,000 revision, more than half of those jobs taken away.
This is going to set up a really interesting trading day.
That really does change.
Did last month, was it CPI first, then PPI. This month was a PPI, then CPI. So it was like that.
Yes.
So last month, PPI was great. CPI scared the hell out of everyone. This month, PPI was great,
good.
and CPI was in line.
CPI is okay, yeah.
I want to know what Lloyd Blank
I just want to take the other side of Rick's trade here real quickly, which is...
You're sitting next to each other. Do not get into one of those. Actually, maybe that'd be good.
Yeah, why not?
Whatever's best for ratings.
Well, I just don't want any fisticuffs.
Why not?
If
okay, I do want ratings.
You're right. Okay, go.
Very quickly before
right.
you have a GDP running at a tracking forecast of north of 3%. You
were
have
just below 54
the stock
when this
market
reported.
near all-time highs.
We're $1 off of that
at
now.
all-time highs, at or near. I get that the Fed can come down because it's restrictive, and there is not necessarily a reason to remain restrictive. There we go, a big bump, by the way, in the probability of the second cut, more confidence in the third cut this year. Wow. And I'm good with that. The question becomes, how far down should it go? How far from neutral is the Fed?
We put in the
there's a
high
huge
and
debate.
the
Heck
low.
knows what neutral is.
Let me finish, Rick. There's a huge debate about what the right break-even rate is for this job market, given what's happened to immigration. We may be very close to that number.
Okay. I want to know what Lloyd Blankfein, who's sitting at the table, thinks of all of this.
Well, I agree with I agree with Steve, those inputs, though, so I won't repeat them. But I think to the extent that at this point we're pretty sure, we're baking in one cut and then a second cut, I don't think it would be crazy to do both of them now and still do both of them together. You can look at it as we're doing the next two at once, or you could say maybe we should have done the last one, Rick,
and now people are starting to
catch up, and this other 25.
Do you think
but I think it's already it's baked in. The market is already providing it.
Down
do it,
and then
I say another
back
thing.
up now.
The Fed has a dual mandate. And you want to be balanced in
to see how
between.
this data is
but
being
I think
digested.
the consequences of incremental inflation versus a drop-off in growth and employment, it's not the same consequence. I think the drop-off in employment will be felt much more radically and have bigger consequences to in the immediacy to the country than incremental
when you see
inflation.
The equity markets move higher on the back of this. What is otherwise bad news?
I think that we're in that mode where everybody would like to see confirmation that we will not be as that will be less tighter than we are at the present time. And I think that we're in the point where the bad news takes away what market perceives as the risk that will be overly influenced by trying to get to 2% on inflation.
What I can never figure out is on days like this, you see the market spike, at least initially. And then
only a little.
And then a little bit later in the day, people go, "Oh, this is actually bad news. I forgot that this is bad news."
In a market is a market. It's not the economy, and there's a lot of forces and technical.
50 basis points. You'd think 500 points in the market. So it's obviously worried about a slowdoing.
But the market is telling you we're baking it in anyway. So why would we have to?
Down.
What's the point
in
waiting at this point?
I've been thinking for a while that it was asynchronous, that it was more on the growth worries than
right. You could say the risks of each, but you have to say what are the consequences. Now I don't want to say political consequences because I think the Fed should be independent, but it's not independent of the consequences of missing on one side of their dual mandate or the other. I think the consequences of getting it wrong and having growth fall off a cliff are much more consequential than incremental inflation, which will play out over time.
What were you saying, Rick, about the Treasury Secretary?
His comments that the Fed owes the market because if it was data dependent, it's missed its chance to get in front of this weakening labor market.
You would think for the 30th anniversary that we could book him, and he's going to be on tomorrow.
Yep.
Guys. So
now, what do we do when the big, beautiful bill gives the economy its second win? I do think that's
7
coming.
a.m. early day.
Coming
I think it might be here now.
We ripped up to the high.
Some of the CapEx numbers have been pretty good, and I think that's an impact that's out there.
Well, during the April wild volatility, I also made a cheeseburger bet with some of my friends. I said we'd see 50,000 in the Dow before we'd see 39,000, and I'm going to win that bet.
Hell yeah, Rick. Fuck yeah, Rick.
Well, I'm not
agree with that.
I don't hate the idea of the equity market going up.
Right. No, because you're the leader in what I'm probably going to follow. As we go home and babysit grandkids, we want to watch those 401ks clip higher, right?
As a retiree,
That's right.
I don't mind just watching the screen.
So when do we become coupon clippers? That's the key. When do we start
Traders
to switch
fully
gears
priced
a little
in Fed
bit?
rate cuts by end of 2025. Well, of course.
Does anybody know, in the days of digital currencies, does anybody know what it even means why you would ever clip? What does that even mean?
Only the people that I talk to probably know.
Did anybody actually clip them?
Yes, of course. Absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
There were coupons on the bottom. You cut them off and you handed them in. They were like little bearer bonds.
One of my first jobs out of college was doing the tickets that were written out by the traders for Donaldson, Lufkin, and Jenrette.
Does anybody know why there were ticker tape parades? What was ticker? What did that even mean?
We had one. Yes, we had one yesterday when we rang the bell for was it yesterday?
2 days ago.
2 days ago.
I'm not seeing, by the way, just to get back to the point here, much change at all or much trade in this 50 basis points. I have it 10% up, a couple percentage points. So those numbers that we had up before
currently
remain pretty good in terms of this outlook.
12%.
And I think Lloyd is right.
Bips.
If the market thinks it's going to happen, prices it in now, there's no particular hurry that the Fed has to deliver it, though you would expect perhaps either in the dot plot or in the press conference the Fed chair to affirm this
also
direction.
Reinforces if you're data dependent, be data dependent. And the data has moved.
I agree.
They tell us we got to go. You remember what Hans Gruber in Die Hard 1, what that was all about, right? All those bearer bonds. All those bearer bonds. Once you got bearer bonds.
All right, if you're just joining in right now, we started early today because of the Consumer Price Index. Technically, there is another inflation report tomorrow, Michigan University's expectations, but in terms of like what the world cares about, it was this report right here. And as you could see, 3 of the 4, so you get the year over year for both headline and core, and then you get the same thing but for month over month. So technically we got 4 inflation readings. 3 of those 4 came in at expectation. One of them right here highlighted, CPI month over month for the month of August was higher than expected. So month over month higher than expected, but the same thing year over year at expectation. So it was slightly hotter than expected. That's exactly why as soon as this report came out, the bots immediately dropped it. And then we shot right back up. Why we shot right back up is the market's perception of how bad this number was. So even though myself included, we're like, yo, inflation, kind of actually forgot about the fact that we're also getting initial jobless claims. And remember, when we are talking about the Fed and monetary policy and rate cuts or no rate cuts, or are we increasing the Fed fund rate, all that stuff, they care about 2 things. They care about inflation and they care about jobs. So right here, we were focused on inflation coming in higher than expected. Decreasing the chances of a rate cut. And then all of a sudden, the market very quickly started to digest this other number, 263,000. I believe Rick said the last time we saw a number over 250 was October of last year. So this is coming in not only just the magnitude high, but way higher than expected. So it was really, even though inflation wasn't where the bulls wanted it to be, the job market proved to be so weak that it was very rapidly pumped right back up. And then obviously since then, you can see that we're settling slightly below where we were because this report came out. The SPY was trading at 653.75. We're 75 cents off of it. So we're slightly below where we were, as like in a certain sense, we almost have the market digesting seemingly 2 conflicting things. Very weak jobs number, but also inflation a tad higher on one of the 4 readings. So that's everything that just happened at 8:30. But between 8:15 and 8:45, we also have the ECB, the European Central Bank decision. You could tell that they decided to do nothing with their interest rates. And then right about now, their ECB president, she's going to be speaking. So that's happening soon. Just so you know, later today, there's going to be a 30-year bond auction. That's at 1 p.m. today. For anyone who happens to be in a position this afternoon, you might want to put that on your radar. And obviously a friendly neighborhood reminder that tomorrow at 10 a.m., 30 minutes into the trading day, we're going to be getting the consumer sentiment numbers and also the Michigan inflation expectation numbers. So that's kind of the skinny of what's gone down thus far this morning. Obviously, as that's been playing out, we're kind of tracking the odds. Going into this, there was a 19% chance of a 20 bips rate cut. Because of the hot inflation, it dropped to 9, but then the market started to realize how bad those jobs numbers were and climbing up. So we went from 20% chance to 9, now up to 13.5. So that's all digesting those numbers of basically what's going on. And we're seeing similar stuff here on Kalshi as well. So they are not straying too far from each other. I'm waiting for this to officially update. Sometimes this Fed watch tool is a little bit slower than anticipated. Okay, so they're actually really confident now in just a 25 bips rate cut. So according to the Fed Watch tool, which is looking at the bond/yield markets, 94, almost 95% chance on this September 17th meeting of next week to get a 25 bips rate cut. But as we heard on that panel on CNBC this morning, Rick and Steve and whoever that other guy was, they were kind of saying, well, hang on, the detriment of slow inflation, even if it's going up, versus jobs in real time for people, the jobs is a little bit more impactful. So why not just do a 50 bips out of the gate to kind of like spur the job market, and hopefully you can keep it coasting there to still fight inflation. So maybe they'll play it out that way. Maybe they won't. We know at the end of October, there's another Fed meeting. 83% chance of another 25 bips rate cut, and 8% chance of by then being down to 3.5%. And then from now to the remainder of the year, 80% chance that will be 75 bips lower than where we're currently at 4.25%, and an 8% chance that will be 100 bips, 1 full percent lower than where we're currently at. So as of now, that's how obviously the market is reacting. You could see this in real time. We're actually already starting to curl right back up. So even though we kind of violently went down, we violently went up, then we violently went down, now we're grinding back up. We're, as I say all the time in the Discord, we kind of ended up going violently nowhere. And it's because of how the market is trying to, I guess, go through the data related to slightly not as good of an inflation report as the bulls wanted, but the job market number, that was bad. So putting those two things together, you can see that it's a tug of war, and right now they are pretty equally balanced, because our line in the sand before this report was 853.74. We're trading at 853.70. We're off, even though we went $1 up. We went more than $1 down. So we're going everywhere, and it's netted out to absolutely nothing. This is setting up for an intriguing day. I'm very curious which way this is all going to break. It's going to be a fun day. It's sad to report that you guys all voted wrong, because I asked you, I was like, do you guys think up or down? I didn't see any votes that came through that said, I don't think we're going anywhere. So unfortunately, you're all losers today. Loser, loser, losers. Giant L on your forehead. I'm sorry. Yeah, you guys should have known. You guys should have known. You should have done your own high-end statistical research and been like, Matt, I don't like those two options. I think we're going to go nowhere. So it's all right. It's all right. You're not going to win every day. You're not going to win every day, and I don't want you guys to get angry about it. I wish I could crown a winner in here, but alas, none of you guys voted. None of you. I didn't see a single comment that said, Matt, Mr. Mateo, I don't think we're going anywhere. But that's all right, because you guys actually still have the opportunity to be a winner today. Because it is a CPI day, we're giving away another 5 Apex accounts. And this isn't even Payday Friday. This is literally just to celebrate CPI days for all of those of you who believe in the holiday. We're still going to be doing the normal Payday Friday tomorrow. This is just a little specialty thing to celebrate their newest deal and CPI day. It is currently pinned to my Twitter account. It's in the description of the video. It's pinned to the top of chat. But obviously, I trade a lot with Apex, 80% off with that code Goonie. Is going to last for another 12 days. We're giving away 5 accounts. All you have to do, like, retweet, and follow, and we'll pick it at some point in today's show. But it's free to enter. Like, retweet, and follow. Here's my account at Matt_Kohrs. It's in the description of the video. We're just doing a giveaway. Free to anyone who wants to get involved. And hey, if hopefully you get that account and trade it all the way up and go over to performance and then get some money. I hope you guys absolutely annihilate it. So we'll be doing that at some point today. All you have to do is you have to do all 3. Like, retweet, and follow. Easy peasy lemon squeezies. And if you want to take advantage, obviously, of the 80% off, don't forget to use that code Goonie, Goonie. It is currently a 1 day to pass. Reset fees are only $50 and 80% off, any evaluation size. So take advantage of that. All right, we're showing a little bit of life. We're still green. We're still above our closing value on the SPY and the Qs, even on the Russell. And even Bitcoin is holding 114. What a setup we have going on right now. 10-year Treasury yield drops to 4% after an inline core inflation jump in jobless claims. So basically, I would say now it's pretty evident that we are getting a rate cut. It's probably going to be a 25 bips. I think the only way we were really going to have a shot of a 50 bips rate cut was if inflation came in clearly cool. But because one of them was a 10th higher than expected, even if we came in at expectations, I think it would have been really hard. And you could fairly argue, but hey, man, can we even trust this data? And someone said that earlier, and you're right. I think there should be a larger emphasis on trying to get higher quality data to the Fed, but they are data dependent, which in itself is a little bit strange because if they're data dependent, that means they're dependent on a thing that we know is wrong. So then why are they making not just decisions for the US, but obviously it has global implications. So I get it. It kind of can make your brain hurt when you think about it. So we actively know that the data we are given is wrong. And yet the strongest central bank in the world that runs on our dollar is being not just influenced, but controlled by a group of people who we all know they're getting bad data. So the more you think about it, you're like, what the fuck are we doing here? And I'm right there with you. But based on the current model, which obviously has its issues, it seems as if we're getting a 25 bips rate cut next week. The only fighting chance of a 50 bips rate cut is probably going to be if that inflation came in cool and not even in line, but legitimately cool. And obviously came in a bit hot. So it is what it is, but it will set up a more interesting conversation for October and obviously December as well, the next two rate cuts. So that's kind of the skinny on the situation. Of course, throughout the day, I'm going to be checking the options flow. Yesterday was very strange. The SPY pretty much sold off all day. The Mag 7, it sold off, had a big pop, tried to hold until around 2 p.m. and then sold off into close. So we'll be tracking that. With respect to how we're actually getting a little bit of a pop here. Wait, whoa there, Tonto. Whoa there, look at this roller coaster. We drop, we pop, we drop, we pop. Are we going to make a push all the way back up? What I think is really funny is the entire extended hours trading range was defined in that 3 minutes right here. We went from the low to the high. It is the range. The extreme of post-market and pre-market put together, at least on the NASDAQ, was all within a what time frame? 2 minutes, maybe even a minute 30. This minute to that minute, it literally is defining the high and the low of the entire overnight session, the non-pit session. So that's going to be nuts. Oh, we got something interesting to go over. I just got an email from Spot Gamma. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of some insights, if you will, into the actual options movement. I know if you go onto Twitter, maybe certain videos, there's all these quote unquote flow bros. I believe that is trademarked by Spot Gamma. But it's all these people that are like, look at this trade. And in reality, they don't know how to break down options, and they don't know if it's buying to open, buying to close. They don't know if it's a market maker dumping to another market maker. So this report from Spot Gamma, and shout out to everyone who signed up for it, you get actual insights, true impactful changes, not just market makers, not just roles, blah, blah, blah. But what do we have? I haven't read this yet. What traders should know today, September 11th. Shout out to Spot Gamma. Market sentiment, strong bearish bias with a negative delta of 3.5 billion. Okay, so that was this right here. This huge drop. They're talking about that delta sell-off from yesterday. NVIDIA shows large bearish delta minus 1 billion in gamma. Okay. Index positioning, bearish flows in SPX and NDX with high closing activity, but net put dominant. So a lot of it was people closing out, high closing activity, which is going to be driving that delta down. Single stock, tech sector leads bearish delta, NVIDIA and Oracle as key drivers. So what we saw, probably because Oracle dropped up, once again, probably profit taking. High volatility hedge, VIX delta. Okay. All right, so, lots of things getting closed out. See, BTC, buy to close, STC, sell to close. Look how many positions were closed out yesterday. Lots of positions. So this necessarily wasn't bearish due to the creation of new bearish positions. It was bearish, as in this delta dropped off, because of so many closed positions. Buy to close, all the big numbers. Sell to close, all the big numbers. So they were closing out puts. They were closing out a lot of VIX calls. Actually, I could argue the fact that VIX calls are being closed out actually might be bullish for price today. So that's an important thing to dive into. A very, very important thing to dive into. And I guess while we're sitting here talking about it in real time, especially because we have more time this morning, is there any specific questions on is anyone confused? Obviously, we're here to once in a while try to learn something rather than just always exclusively be degenerates. But you guys get what I mean, where there's a difference between being bearish due to new generated positions, as in, hey, I'm actively trying to drop it, or they're looking for the drop, versus, it's a bearish flow because people are getting out. Lots of buy to close. They are killing the position. Sell to close. Remember, in the world of options, you can create a position by buying a call or by selling a call. You could also create a position by buying a put or selling a put. Both of those could be used to create, or really all of them could be used to create, which means all of them could also be used to be closing out. So what we saw here was all of this extreme, and you could kind of see it here too. This was just a lot of people closing out their position heading into today. And the biggest one that I actually see to open was a VIX call for December 17th. So that's actually quite far out. And in terms of numbers, that's actually relatively small. I mean, the other one to close was 60,000. So it's just, there wasn't much going on. Single stock positioning, NVIDIA, buy to close, sell to open. But sell to close. What did they have here? Sell to open 185. So they're putting a cap. That's for next week. Sector breakdown, directional positioning. Oracle, what is this? Buy to close, sell to close. Someone's locking in their Oracle gains right there. NVIDIA. I'm just seeing if anything else is really jumping out to me. Top position changes by gamma. So VU is equivalent to the SPY, put diagonal open, a call roll, put diagonal open. So a lot of spreads are going on. That's the top changes by vol. Largest premium trades. Okay, a lot of rolls. A lot of rolls played out yesterday. Top index trades. Closing, a put diagonal, opening up. Not the biggest. Yeah, there's no unusual option positions. Tons of spreads. Okay, so if I had to summarize from the perspective of the options market what happened yesterday, generically, here's the headline. Everyone closed out their fucking positions. And then if you look deeper into that, beyond it, it was a lot of just updating of rolls and this and that. It was a lot of spreads. We're not seeing any of this impressive, dude, someone opened up a bunch of calls. Someone opened up a bunch of puts. We weren't seeing any of those mega whale bets hit the tape yesterday. And that kind of makes sense because when we're talking about these mega whale bets, we're generally talking about more shrewd, informed, larger players within the market. And going into an unknown event such as the CPI report, generally they go risk off, wait for the data to come out, and then reposition after it, which is going to mean tomorrow's update is going to be very interesting because tomorrow's update is going to include all of the trades from today. And that's what I really want to know. I want to know the positioning on that. In the meantime, you can see the small cap sector is liking what's going on. You could even see the SPY is fighting back. I mean, heck, at this point, we're actually above where we were. So we went down, we went up, we went down, and we've grinded up enough that we are now above where we were right at the time of the report. That's crazy. That shows you how weak those job numbers were. That's insane. What about the NASDAQ here? Look at that. Drop, pop, drop. And also, we are way closer to the upper bound than we are to the lower bound. This is going to be a fun day, folks. This is going to be a fun day. Hey, if you haven't already, sign up for the newsletter. It's 100% free. Free, Free. I know it's a lot of our favorite words, but anyway, Every single Sunday, I break down what's going on in the market. And this comes to your email inbox around 10 a.m. if I get up in time. I break down what's going on in the market, cheat sheet for earnings, cheat sheet for the major macroeconomic events. You can see the only other thing today really on the docket is the 30-year bond auction, 1 p.m. Tomorrow morning, consumer sentiment, and simultaneously, we're going to be getting those Michigan University inflation expectations. Probably the most used aspect of this is like the nerdy statistician that I am, I break down the seasonality of each individual trading day. So over the past 27 years, this is what your equity curve would look like if you bought it open and sold at close on this day. So technically tomorrow. So it was slightly bullish until, I don't know, about 3 years ago, where apparently it was a giant losing day. So there was one day that really messes this up. Without this one single day, today would be clearly bullish. I mean, the bulls have won this day 64% of the time, but there was one particular year where it kind of got messed up and it made the overall seasonality bias neutral. But if you didn't have that one day, it was looking pretty nice. Even recently, still going. It was just one clear day that not so good. And this was right in that Rona period. So who knew? Like, it was just probably some September craziness. And then, just so you guys know, tomorrow is also leaning bullish. Once again, just individual day breakdowns. I'll be the first to admit that seasonality is not the end-all, be-all, but it is a nice filter. It is a nice tool to add on to maybe your overall framework of the market and kind of like your attack to the market on that day. So just want to let you know of where we are at in the grand scheme of things. What is this one? Bond market bets on deep Fed cuts at risk from a hot CPI data. No shit. So if it came in hot, technically it was slightly hot. That would have meant that we're not going to get a rate cut or maybe 25 bips at most for the remainder of the year. But no. Most of it was in line. The thing that was hot was not that big of a deal. It was just a month over month reading, and it wasn't even the core one. And then also on top of that, the fact that the jobs number was surprisingly bad. These guys, technically, like, of course, there's a risk being in the market. I'm not going to say there's not a risk, but that risk was already sidestepped. But this is going to be the talk of the town tomorrow with the Michigan numbers, consumer sentiment, and then really just prepping up for next Wednesday. So this upcoming Wednesday, the 17th, at 2 p.m. That's when we find out the Fed rate decision. And then at 2:30, that's when Jerome Powell is going to be giving his speech. And that means that all heck is going to be breaking loose. So it's going to be fun. So today's going to be fun. How are we looking right now? Dude, are we going to recover all the way back up to that high? Holy guacamole, Batman. This is going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one today. All right. In a little bit, I'll be going over these levels. I'm just watching this high and the low in the pre-market trading. Obviously, the daily still, like, we are talking about a potential new all-time high today. So 6555.97 is the all-time high on SPX. On SPY, it is whatever the high was of yesterday. Let me update this so we can see it properly. Remember, SPX is the actual index, while SPY is just the ETF that tracks it. Even this, we're 8 cents away. So 654.55, that is the all-time high on SPY. The Qs technically, did they? No, so I know NDX didn't, but QQQ did. So this is kind of an interesting differential here. You can see the previous all-time high on the Qs was 583.32. Well, yesterday we hit 583.77. But if you look at the actual index, the all-time high is 969, while the high we hit yesterday was 958. So a little bit of a discrepancy there. The ETF hit a new all-time high, but the actual index didn't. So something to keep in mind. And just while we're here, Bitcoin attempting to hold this technical breakout. Would love for it to go to 115, 117. And really for that to happen, for us to see new highs and a continuation. It feels like recently, if you look at yesterday, Wednesday, and if you look at Friday, those were the last two times, yesterday and Friday. And maybe I could show you better here on SPX. Yesterday, Wednesday the 10th, and Friday the 5th were both times that we got good reports in the morning. The market gaps up, it pushes, we open up, we're at new highs. It kind of dances around a little bit, and then it plummets all day due to profit taking. You could probably see it better here. So yesterday, guess what? We gap up, we puke all day. That was on a pretty positive report. And I say positive in terms of a report that the bulls would like. Inherently, it was because the jobs numbers were so bad. And then same thing here on Friday. We gap up, new high, we puke all day. So this is kind of the weird hamster wheel, the purgatory that we've been stuck in, is we're getting the reports that we need. We're like, dude, we're gapping up, we're ripping. This is going to be the day that the bulls dominate. And in a certain sense, they do, because we're hitting a new all-time high. Obviously, the bulls are in control if you hit a new all-time high. But for the last 2 times that it's happened, once again, yesterday and Friday, we have not held whatsoever. So I am hoping that today, which is somewhat of a muted response, we are currently trading at 551. So where's 551? 551, 55. We're currently here. It's going to be another gap up. I'm just hoping that today is the day, like maybe the 3rd time's the charm, that instead of like all these paper-handed bitches selling off, like maybe today is the day that we could actually develop a bit of momentum and really get that shot at what I'm identifying as the next key level, 6575 intraday target. But my actual target, my reach target, my dream target, my wet dream target, 6,600. That is what I am looking at. Obviously, recently, Friday and yesterday, I've been, I don't know, left on the benches. Like I'm just gap up. It's everything I want. Nope, doesn't hold. Gap up. It's everything I want. Nope, doesn't hold. And that's exactly what Spot Game was just talking about. Like measurably, we could just see people are taking their profits off the table. They are not putting in these new bets. It's profit taking. It's profit taking. My thought is, okay, maybe all the profit takers are now gone. And maybe after that, those 2 individual bouts of profit taking, maybe now, since they're not there, we have a shot to keep going. Maybe. I'm just thinking out loud. I'm not making any promises. I'm just letting you know where my head is at. Very quickly, if you haven't already, it would truly, truly help me out if you guys could smash that like button. When you guys engage, whether you're commenting, liking, subscribing, turning on your notifications, if you like this show, if you like this community, that stuff for you is 100% free. And it really does help me out and the team out by getting this video, this show, this community in front of other people who might be interested. So I kindly ask of you, if you haven't done it yet today, quickly hit that like button, say hi to your neighbors above and below. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to turn on your notifications. The more engagement on both Rumble and YouTube, the merrier. It's going to get it in front of more and more people. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And hey, maybe it's just a quick way that you guys say thanks for doing these giveaways. Once again, we are doing another giveaway today, and it's not even a Payday Friday. We're just celebrating CPI. Don't forget to like, retweet, and follow. We're giving away an additional 5 Apex accounts today. They're currently running a deal, 80% off, $50 reset, 1 day to pass. If you want to take advantage of that, obviously use that code Goonie when you're checking out, but maybe you'll just get lucky and win one of these eval accounts today. So we're going to be doing that at some point today. All you have to do is like, retweet, and follow. So you guys seem to like it. You guys seem to really, really like free shit. So as long as you guys continue to like it and help us out by, like, it's kind of a synergy we have going. If you guys, without spending any of your own money, help with the engagement and get more views, then we get more traction and more ability to do bigger giveaways. So then you guys get more free stuff. So basically, we're playing off of each other. Us, the team on this side, are playing off of you guys, and then together we're working as a team to make basically these companies give us more free shit. So as you guys engage more and more and more, we can do more and more giveaways. So it's kind of a perfect, I don't know, it's like our mini version of playing off of these larger companies. Kevin, I love free shit, Matt. So do I, Kevin. So do I. Okay. I do want to it's probably not going to be quick because it's still probably the major news of the day. But if you guys saw the update video yesterday, you know it was a bit of a weird one. And it was all because of this. Police hunt for killer of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. I made the accident yesterday of scrolling on Twitter and not really knowing that they just can post videos. And before I knew what was happening, I think I've seen one of the most horrific videos I've seen in my life. It wasn't AI. It wasn't anything. It was a very, very horrible video of Charlie Kirk, well known in content creation, especially in politics, right leaning. He's kind of famous for doing college debates. And this is not seemingly a guy with no violent like bone in his body. He truly was assassinated just for his opinions. I don't really care if you agree with him or disagree with him politically. The fact that we are at a point where people are just being killed for their thought, not killed, like brutally murdered for their thoughts. No action, just opinions. He sits there, he talks, people resonate with him, some people don't. It's vile. It's disgusting. I don't know if there's actually the appropriate words in the English dictionary to explain where we are. It feels like very, very dark times. And I fully understand that there are people in the audience, in the world, who you are right-leaning, and rightfully so, you are spun up about this, and you're like, this is disgusting. And you're right, it is disgusting. But then there's people on the left that I recently saw, and not only was this horrific because, I don't know, I identify with a little bit. He's 31 years old. He's a content creator. Granted, he's far more successful than I've ever been. But just to see it, and like then you look into it, you realize he has a wife. He has 2 young kids. It was needless loss of life, and I don't know. I guess I'm kind of like, it was just shocking. I think that's like one word that's particularly in this realm, like a truly upsetting, shocking thing, that this is the point that we are at, where people are getting killed because they don't agree with someone else's political opinions. And obviously at that point, it's sad enough. It makes you borderline distraught. And then I made the incorrect decision of continuing to scroll on Twitter. And then I realized that, hang on, people are on Twitter, on TikTok, on, I think it's called Blue Sky. There are people like literally celebrating this. And it was at that point that like, it was some weird combination of like just, I suppose, disgust mixed with anger, just like purely irate, of people literally celebrating the fact that this man, father, entrepreneur, like everything, man of God, like he was just slain. And they're like, yeah, good. It's like, how fucking disgusting and callous do you have to be that you think because you have a different political opinion that it is acceptable that people are getting murdered? Like, I just... we've talked about it a lot in here, like polarization, and I don't know if there's a recent story that is as glaring as this to show how bad the polarization has gotten. And I'm sure we could spend a lot of time trying to dive into like how it's gotten here. Obviously, in my personal opinion, it has a lot to do with mainstream media, and it has a lot to do with politicians themselves, of like pitting this group. It's this tribalism of one group against the other. We're team good, they're team evil, and you have to hate them. And all this likening of, especially from the left to the right, of like, no, they are the modern day Hitler. Do you know how many times I've heard in that? What's that? The one thing that was going there for a bit, like it's okay to punch a Nazi, like all this crazy shit where they are making these grand connections that honestly don't have much truth behind them. But then yet there's people, like there's this classic archetype of a human who just sits there and they're getting inundated with mainstream media and social media. And obviously their brains are already like somewhat deranged, and then they just absorb it. And like in their mind, they're so mentally fucked up that they're like, we got to take out evil. We got to do it. And obviously for many reasons, like once again, we could talk about this for a long time. Like clearly they are wrong. But this is the news that beyond the market, obviously, I was talking in the Discord a little bit. It's events like this that these solemn events that you realize that your problems are so small. Like I was trading like ass yesterday and I felt bad about it. I was down on myself. And then all of a sudden, like you see some like actually horrific news and you're like, dude, my problems are actually borderline nothing. I think it's kind of upsetting as a human that sometimes you have to see devastation elsewhere to realize that what's in so big in your own mind is actually not big at all. But the story itself has already, in just not even 12 plus hours, 16 hours that this has taken place, it's already taken crazy turns. Like at first they thought they found the guy, and then they realized they did it, and then they're actually like, no, we got a second guy, and this is the guy that really did it. And at this point, and please correct me if I'm wrong, you guys are probably more up to date on it than I am. I made the decision last night to kind of step away from the internet and, I don't know, touch some grass, because like it was just I was seeing a lot of senseless things, and I realized that as good as specifically social media can be, it could also be that bad. It felt like the pendulum was very much going the opposite way. So I made the decision to take like a couple hours like off and just like take a break here. And I guess in that time, like I'm sure you guys learned more, but I, to the best of my understanding, they have no clue who did this. They brought 2 people of interest into custody, realized they didn't do it. People are breaking down these videos and trying to figure out what's going on, but it feels as if it's getting nowhere, which makes like a heinous, senseless thing like seemingly that much worse. So I know it's the talk of the town today. I obviously didn't want to avoid it. I know it's not necessarily like, I don't know, common discussion for our show, but it's also literally probably the biggest story of yesterday and today. So I guess I wanted to put my words out there because I know there's a lot of people waking up today feeling a certain way, not just for Mr. Kirk and his family, but maybe about your own life, and just maybe you're not in the best mental space for general direction of what the fuck is going on right now. And I guess I just wanted to say, hey, my thoughts are with you too. Like, it's just crazy. Like, it feels like I feel like for a while I've been like, dude, this is crazy. And it feels like the crazy knob was turned up to max and then broken off in that manner. And I don't know. I hope, I don't know. I don't know enough about crowd psychology or politics of what a reasonable pathway would be for nationwide for healing on this when we have such division. I don't have a suggestion. But obviously I can tell you that is like where my biggest hopes are at, that this can somehow, I hope if there was one silver lining to this, that I hope this is the impetus for a way for all of us together, the in the middle, left, right, extreme left, to come like back to some reasonable solutions here. Because I'm already seeing, like I saw, I told you on Twitter, Blue Sky, TikTok, people were celebrating this. That is disgusting. He is a father. He is a husband. He is a 31-year-old just dude sharing his thoughts. And people were celebrating it. And not even just there. I saw some of the craziest clips from MSNBC where they're like, we don't know. Maybe it was just a supporter firing off a gun in celebration. How fucking stupid do you have to be to say that on TV? I saw clips of TMZ when it was officially confirmed that unfortunately he lost his battle. Like TMZ, you hear it in the background. People working at TMZ were actually cheering. Like, you would almost think that their favorite sports team just won. Like, dude, fucking how callous do we have to be that like that's where we're going? And then I saw some people or some generic commentary that this quote unquote killed the moderate right, of just seeing how extreme this is, especially with its timing related to the lady who she was slain on that bus in Charlotte. And it's just, dude, what the fuck? It's just crazy. It's just absolutely crazy. So I guess in general, I understand that there is far, far bigger news going on than the stock market, than the economy, than your account, than my account. I get it. There are very few things in this world that are important than money, but it turns out life is one of them. And I think this is one of those days that as much as there's important things going on in the market, as a content creator, as the person running the show on this side of the camera, I fully understand and respect that there sometimes there's just more important shit. Sometimes there's just more important shit, and this is clearly one of them. So I fully understand if this is going to take up conversation today, and obviously out of my own, I suppose, morbid curiosity, if there are updates, I'm kind of at this point, fingers crossed, that we get that update from either the FBI or whoever would be helping at this point, that they catch the guy or the team or whoever. It just like, it feels like right now there's a lot more unknowns than known. So please feel free in chat if there is breaking news related to this, and like I said, fingers crossed that like they found the fucker, they got him. I don't know, I would care myself. I very much hope they do. Just, it's so disgusting, it's so depraved. Dude, I was a big fan of his videos, not necessarily because I agreed with him on everything. I just like how he approached it. This is a guy who, like, in my mind, so he's right-leaning. If you don't know who Charlie Kirk is, he's right-leaning. And what I always just got like so interested in was this fact of like, okay, cool. It is this more of a liberal left-leaning ideology of like, let's just sit down and talk, and we're the party of peace, and like we just want to see eye to eye. Like that's kind of like the embodiment of like a left-leaning liberal like kind of thing of like, no, let's talk. I want to understand your background. I want to understand your perspective. And then the one very, very popular, if not the most popular, right-leaning creator, entrepreneur who was doing that, that's the guy who they killed? Like, what the fuck backwards world are we in? The guy who literally, by most definitions, went out of his way to understand other people's opinions and speak with them and break it down and talk about life experience and talk about stats and talk about history. The one guy like opening up of, here's my thoughts, this is my reasoning, what are your thoughts, what are your reasoning? The one guy that was like, I would say measurably putting in the most effort to build a bridge. And that's the fucking guy that they decided to take out. Like it makes it that much more depraved, you know? Like that, like this by no definition was this an extreme right-leaning person. If you at any sense think that Charlie Kirk was an extreme right-leaning guy, you don't know what he was about. By all definitions, like hardcore conservatives would tell you that this guy was conservative. Like they would literally be like, nah, he's really not that far right. And that's the fucking guy that some deranged lunatic gets spun up enough to take him out? I don't know, dude. Like, and obviously, you can see that this is the place that my mind went, and that's why at a point yesterday when I started to think about the implications of like what this means and like on various different levels, I was like, holy fuck. So that was my point at yesterday where I had to unplug a little bit, but I don't know. All I can say at this point really is my thoughts are with his wife, with his family, and also my thoughts are with, I don't know, or I guess my hopes are with the law enforcement team that is, I assume, and I very much hope, tracking this deranged individual or group of individuals down, and hopefully they very, very rapidly meet the brutal arm of justice. I don't know if there's much more beyond that. So if there are major updates, feel free to shout them out in chat. Killing is wrong, but he sowed the seeds. No, he didn't sow the seeds. See, it's commentary like that like I just don't understand. You can sow the seeds. At what point did he ever promote violence? All he ever did was share his thoughts and his opinions. I don't care if you have the worst thoughts and the worst opinions in this country, you are entitled to do that. We have free speech. It doesn't mean that it's speech that you have to agree with. To say that this, like, he sowed the seeds, he's never done anything violent. Like, I don't understand that commentary whatsoever, because all he's ever done was share his thoughts and opinions and allow, more than most people, he's allowed other people who specifically have different thoughts and opinions to talk with him. That's not sowing seeds. That's actually putting more of an effort to build a bridge than probably most of us ever have. It's very easy to be in your own ecosystem. Very, very easy. He actively put himself out of it to try to just talk and discuss. I don't agree with that at all. No. Your life should never be in danger when the most extreme thing you've ever done is share your own thoughts and opinions. No, absolutely not. There is not an aspect of me that would ever agree with that statement. Sowed his own seeds like that. And that just shows me that some people in this world, they're literally too fucking brain dead to be able to consume media and to be able to interact in the world with all of us. Like, literally, some people's brains, they're too susceptible to getting spun up by what mainstream media tells you, and they don't have the ability to do any critical research or critical thought themselves. And then you get comments like that of like some weird bastardized version of attempting to be like, yeah, no, like I kind of see how it happened. Like, what the fuck? If you kind of see how it happened beyond the fact of the admission that there's fucking loony bins in this world, and no, I will never, not a single atom of my body would ever understand that. We lost a great man, American, yesterday. I mean, honestly, if it was a person who I vehemently disagreed with, I still would think that this is fucked up. Like, for example, right now in New York, Zindani is running. I don't agree with him. I don't like what he's trying to do. I don't think it's the right path. But if the same situation happened, if he was assassinated and murdered in cold blood, that is fucked up, because all he's trying to do, he's sharing his thoughts and his opinions. And if it resonates with enough people in that particular case, he could get elected. Doesn't matter. It's not violent. He like, I just don't understand it. So like, I'm using him as an example. Same thing. Who's another extreme person on the left? I guess I'm trying to think of like influencers on the left. You have those Dean Withers and those people. Same thing. They do not deserve to lose their life. You might disagree with them. And if you do disagree with them, come up with a better argument against them of why you're right and why they are wrong. But it ends there. It ends at the intellectual battle of, can you concisely state your point and bring up enough validating points that maybe other people agree with you. But it ends there. It's nothing more than an intellectual discourse and battle. The fact that some people be like, whoa, I disagree with him so much that I'm actually now just going to kill him. Like, that's fucking insane. Charlie's only mistake was trying to reason with unreasonable people. Leftists are animals. That isn't both sides' issue. They are enemies of the state. Time for America to wake up. I understand the sentiment of what you're saying, and I see that this is like very, very raw, but I also am not going to sit here and want to, like, I don't want the polarization to get worse. I understand the sentiment of what you're saying, but also I hope you can see that in like the way that like right now you are feeling. I just don't want polarization to get worse. And obviously by no means, I in this particular case, I very much believe in this concept of an eye for an eye. I would like whoever did this or whatever person or entity, whoever's involved, done. Like I truly do not believe they deserve to get to live, like deeply. I'm not saying like let them off the hook here by any means. I'm just hoping that on a larger scale, this isn't used by larger forces to create a bigger divide. If anything, I hope this is, as I already said, used as an impetus for things to come back to be like, okay, we need to talk about this because this is so crazy. Like, this has to stop. I hope that it's not going to be used the other way, in which people are like, you know what, that's bad. And because you did a bad thing, we're allowed to do a bad thing. And it escalates too far out of hand. That's the situation where I don't want that to go. So we're going to find out. Fortunately, Utah still has the death penalty. I did hear that early this morning. But the unfortunate aspect of that is as of now, at least publicly reported, I don't think they have, I don't think they know who did this. I don't think too late. I personally hate them all. Great. You're allowed to hate them all. That is your right as an American. You're allowed to hate them all. But once again, it stops at your thoughts and your opinions. That is the line. It should never spill over into physical violence. That is the line. You can love who you want. You could hate who you want. You can have your own thoughts. You can have your own ideology. Have at it. That is the beauty of being in America. But there is a line that, as much as you love or hate someone, there is a line where it stops at physical violent interaction. Regardless of it. I don't care how much anyone hates anyone in this world. That's the line. That's where it stops. They still haven't found the guy. That's what I heard as of this morning, but we're not even 24 hours in. So I'm hoping, and obviously they have quite a few resources at their disposal. Like I'm referring to the FBI and the Utah police force. And I'm hoping that they can get involved in this. I'm hoping we find it very, very soon. I'm hoping very, very soon. So maybe there's going to be breaking news on it. Like I said, if there is, feel free to let me know, because some of the things that I was seeing on TikTok, Twitter, and Blue Sky, it's so crazy. It's so like when I was scrolling yesterday, all it was all these horrific videos, videos that you'll just never forget. Here's a guy, left leaning. This is Dean Withers, left leaning, 100% opposed to Charlie Kirk. even that, I'm not going to agree with this guy. I think he's a little bit of a twat, but I still would 100% believe he should always be able to share his thoughts and opinions. I don't think his physical well-being or life should ever be in danger. And actually, this guy broke down when he realized what was going on. He realized this guy, like, his life was just taken for no reason. Like, I think that's actually kind of a reasonable response. But, like, I think you can hold those thoughts. I'm not going to agree with this guy on much, but I don't think he should ever be physically harmed, and he should definitely never, ever be killed because of his thoughts and his opinions. Like, that's... I don't know, dude. I think a lot of people, I think this is a pretty insightful comment over here. I think this is kind of being pitched versus a left and a right thing. And I don't know, maybe this is conspiratorial of me, but I think this is a lot more of like there's this like group and like they are remaining in power and control by keeping everyone spun up and keeping the quote unquote two sides at each other's throat so they can just keep doing what they're wanting to do. Bro, WTF Cash, how you hours off of everything you're investigating? Suspect caught JK was the wrong guy. I would hope that he's off because he's busy working and not on Twitter, but I don't know. The FBI didn't call me up. Dude, all of these videos, like, I was actually surprised on Twitter that they could just show that without like a violence warning or something along those lines. But, oh man, like shit, like, I don't know. It's just so crazy. Dude, when I saw from MSNBC, what I saw from TMZ, when I saw on CNN, it fucking, like, those companies should just go down. Like, truly, because of how they responded and how they interacted with that one event, I deeply believe TMZ should no longer be a thing. I deeply believe MSNBC should no longer be a thing. And CNN, it was more of a typo and a stupid comment. So I think they should just get, I don't know. I think people should just not forget. But like legitimately, I think as of today, TMZ, I don't think anyone should consume it ever. I don't think anyone should ever consume MSNBC. The things they said, how they reacted, diabolical. Absolutely diabolical. I think people should just be like, yo, CNN, you're dumb. Theirs wasn't that bad. It was like a typo and a weird commentary, but the other ones were a different story. And on that particular note, dingity ding ding ding, the world's largest casino is now open. Play responsibly, and if not, have fun. Welcome to the arena. All right, we are watching for breakouts of highs and lows. Let me get this stuff ready. Here are the key levels I'm watching of the day. We have a double transition zone, similar to yesterday. If we can break above and hold above 55, that sets up a test of 75, setting up a test of the key level of 6,600, which is where I will personally be hitting the cash register. We almost hit a new all-time high, but technically we were a little bit off. Today, the high is 555.97, and as you can see, we were at 0.69, so very, very close to an all-time high, but no cigar. As I've showed you between yesterday and Friday, I'm just hoping that we don't repeat the pattern of news prompting a gap up and then we sell off all day to profit takers. I'm hoping that there was enough profit taking over the last two cycles, yesterday and last Friday, that the profit takers are now gone and a new wave of bulls can actually get this going. So looking for the new all-time high, looking for 55 to hold, looking for that push to 75, then 6,600. That's kind of my bullish bias of the day, but I do want to let you know the odds of this. Like, we've seen it the last 2 out of 2 times. We did go all the way for the downside gap fill. I'm just hoping that we buck that trend today. We did get this breakout. Hang on. We did get this breakout. Okay. All right. I just want, oh, nope, did not mean to do that. My apologies. I just wanted to mark out on the NQ contract the pre-market low, the pre-market high, and we're actually already above that. And it looks like we might be making a run to 24,000 flat. 24,000. So the SPY is at a new all-time high. The fact that we're above that green line, or we touched that green line, means we hit a new all-time high. And then so did SPX, technically, just on that little pop right there. So whatever that high is, currently we're at the point of whatever the intraday high is going to be the new all-time high. So let's see if we can actually follow through on this and not just get rejected with the profit takers once again stepping in. All right, let me reload this so we can see the options flow. Okay, out of the gate, granted, we only have a couple minutes worth of data, but the SPY is looking strong, and we're already seeing some profit taking on the Mag 7. Hopefully, this is just momentary, and all of a sudden, the buyers step back in. I'm very much hoping the third day is a charm, but we will find out. 5-minute, 10-minute, 30-minute, 4-hour momentum is all bullish on the S&P 500. 5-minute, 10-minute, 30-minute, 4-hour momentum is all bullish on the Nasdaq. So momentum and price structure currently favors the bulls. We're just basically seeing, is there going to be enough follow through? Obviously, I hope there is. IWM is looking good. Qs, SPY. All right. So while we're waiting for the opening session to play out, let me give you an idea of some of these key levels that are probably should be on your radar today. SPX has not changed much because most of the movement yesterday was 0 DTE, so it just didn't have that big of an impact. But what I want to bring to your attention is, let me just get this set up. Is it this one? Nope. Okay, must be this one. All right, you can see it's already changed a little bit. So 45 is big support, with 75 and 80 being a big target, but I'm kind of watching. So this is the overall gamma with a big target up here at actually 6,640. But this is all the gamma put together. Right here, this dashed line is the 0 DTE, which is exactly why I'm looking for 45 to hold, the breakout of 55, setting up the test of 75, 80, and then if we can really fall down this gamma ramp, then we're looking at 6,600. And actually, there's quite a few long calls right there. So this is a clear bullish bet. So some people probably, they're putting up some resistance at 75 and 80. Once again, we got to get above 55, sets up 75 and 80. And then if we can crack that, that is when I'm looking for the play all the way up to 6,600. So those are the key levels I'm looking at on SPX. If you're looking at SPY, let me clean this one up a little bit. Let's clean this up. Let's clean this up. Obviously, the break of 652 is very, very big. So 652 is going to be a big thing. Obviously, we're already above that today. We're at 654. So now you're looking for this to hold to support. You're going to have some issues between 655 and 657. So we have some issues in there, and then we might be talking about 660. So 652, major support. We're literally right now in real time at this choppy zone right here, kind of like in this junk between 55, 56. 56 is a good target, followed by 60. So 656 followed by 660. You might want to memorize those if you're trading SPY. If you're looking at QQQ, obviously big support at 578 and 580, currently trading at 583, which means we have this support. The obvious target is either 87 or 88 if you're looking at the Qs, 87, 88. And then if you're looking at IWM, you're going to want to know we are trading at 237. So we have this support at 235. Clear target is 240. And then you're talking 243. And your reach target for the swing traders would be 250. So once again, those are your levels on SPX, SPY, QQQ, IWM. Feel free to screenshot it. Feel free to write them down. Do whatever you need to. But those are the levels. And I would say contextually, obviously, you have the market reacting to the CPI report, which necessarily wasn't what the bulls exactly wanted. But the jobs number was so weak that people are very quickly forgetting about it. So looks like we're already seeing a little bit of profit takers. The SPY, the overall market, did just hit a new all-time high. The NASDAQ, I don't know if it technically did. It got very close. The Qs already hit a new all-time high yesterday. But hopefully this is the only profit taking we have to deal with. The Mag 7, unfortunately, we're still seeing profit taking there. The SPY, it's just choppy. We're not really seeing anything quite evident on the SPY, also on the NASDAQ. So as of now, SPY, NASDAQ not showing anything, profit taking being shown on the Mag 7. I'm just hoping that this is a short-lived thing and we can just get going from there. You're seeing IWM get going. What were the, I already forget the IWM levels. I should probably care about that though, because I am in IWM calls. So sorry, excuse me. I memorized all those other ones, but why do I not remember the IWM ones? My brain's getting fried, folks. I'm becoming an old man. All right, so 240 to 243 to 250. So 240 is the big breakout on IWM. All right, 240. Okay, and I have that range breakout, so 239.68, so 240. All right, cool. 240 to 243 to 250. So we're looking basically for the upper bound here, which we saw. We've just been stuck in this range from last Friday. The high and the low from last Friday have yet to be punctured. SPY, new high there, also on SPX. Qs, we almost got it. Bitcoin's chilling at 114. I would appreciate more follow through. Unfortunately, I'm getting screwed on Netflix right now. That doesn't make me feel so good. I would love for Netflix to catch a bid. Tesla trying to hold 250, but once again, we got that gap up, kind of still in its own range. Hasn't really broken either way. Palantir, definitely some profit taking. The biggest gainer right now on my watch list is Robinhood, which hit an all-time high yesterday. Hood to 123.44, hitting an all-time high yesterday. Yeah, we have some clear profit taking. Are they really going to do it for a third time in a row? Dude, they just can't let the kids play, can they? They just, all these little paper-handed profit takers, all these little bitches, they just can't let it go, can they? Yeah, what you're seeing here right now, the drop in the SPY and the Qs is profit taking in the Mag 7, the combination of Apple, Amazon, Google, Meta, Microsoft, Nvidia, and Tesla. You can just see no one's touching puts. It's just calls dropping. People are selling calls. Most likely they were long calls, and we'll be sure of that later. But what's going on right? People aren't betting against it. They're taking profits. So why is it dropping? It's exclusively because of that, which in my mind, there's a big difference between bearish because of new bearish positions versus lack of previously existing bullish positions. So what you're seeing right now in the Qs and really the overall market is lack of bullishness, not new bearishness. And you're also seeing a little bit of a rotation from tech into the Russell. So calm, cool, collected. Did I turn on my bots today? Let me make sure my bots are on. Hang on. Okay, they are all on. I'm very much attempting to not do any manual trading at all. Yesterday, I 100% went on tilt. I was in positions when the market started going crazy. The market also was happening to go crazy when the Charlie Kirk stuff was coming out, and it was just another sobering reminder that I have no business attempting to manually day trade, and it should be all exclusively bot driven. So I'm hoping that that's exactly what I could pull off today. 100% just bots. No me jumping in or out or anything like that. SPY catching a little bit of a bid. Remember, Apex, the partner of today's show, 80% off. Use that code Goonie. You too could trade with someone else's money, and you get a fat discount right now using that code Goonie. And on top of it, we're going to be giving away 5 of those accounts today. All you have to do, it's in the description of the video. My mom will drop it in chat. 80% off, free reset, 1 day to pass. That's the current sale. Giving away 5 of those accounts today. All you have to do is like, retweet, and follow. You have to do all 3 of those. Like, retweet, follow. Boom, done. Easy. And we're going to be doing that, I don't know, maybe in like an hour or something. So you have time. It's free to enter. We're just doing another giveaway. This is not Payday Friday. We're doing an actual Payday Friday tomorrow, just so everyone knows. This is just a way to celebrate the sale and the CPI day. And they reached out to me and said, hey, you want to do another giveaway? Seems like a lot of people like giveaways. And I said, they certainly do. So that's where we are at right now. So check it out. Just giving away some free shit. Oh, what's trending today? Tesla, no. Netflix, no. Palantir, no. Meta, no. Microsoft, down. Avago, down. Nvidia, down. Meta, no. Is anything to Bitcoin's trending? Well, I guess the things that are trending are trending. Okay, what's trending up right now? Can you guys help me out? Mike, MU is ripping. MU is ripping. Is there news on it? It's up 11%. When you're up that much, there had to be some sort of announcement. Open is ripping. This is going to end so poorly. Like I said, if you're an active trader and you're riding it to the upside, great. Just make sure to put your stop when you're up enough at break even, and then you have a free lottery ticket play. You don't have to overcomplicate it. But this isn't something to invest in by any means. Yeah, they have. Is it a new CEO? I thought it was a new CFO or CMO. Is it the new CEO? I thought it was a different position. Anyway, like I said, not an investment in my book. It's an active trade. You could play it actively to the upside as it keeps going. You could play it actively to the downside when it breaks down, but I would never refer to this as an investment. Just ride the trend. AMC is ripping. I fucking doubt it. How is AMC doing? Wow, it's trading at a whole $2.79. How's GME doing? It's up 0.4%, trading at $24. How is GNS doing? Dog shit, 81 cents. What's that other one? QNTM. Like they all. I don't know how people continually get like the amount of examples we have. Wow, pump and dump breaking down. Did Workhorse ever break? It did. Pump and dump. What was the other one? QNTM. Wow, a pump, a dump, a pump. Like that's all these do. They're trash companies. What's another one that we like to check in on? BMNR. This one's a little different. This one's going to be now tied. They were able to pull it off. It's now going to be tied to Ethereum. So this one, the narrative on BMNR has changed a little bit. It's now basically the way MicroStrategy is a Bitcoin Treasury Reserve. That's what BMNR is now. It's going to be an Ethereum Treasury Reserve. So if ETH rips, this thing is most likely going to rip. Do that to Open's long term. That's what I'm saying. Open looks good now. It's a pump, but look at how this. It pumps, it dumps, it pumps, it dumps, it pumps, it dumps, it pumps, it dumps. Why is this time going to be any? No one can articulate why this time is going to be something different. It's you want it to be something different, but in reality, it's not going to be. It's not going to be. PHH was that was more of a fun one. Yeah, that was crazy. The dump was pretty aggressive on this one, but it's the same. There's nothing new under the sun, folks. It's the same shit. It's all pump and dumps. UNH, I know they gapped up the other day. I'm kind of afraid to touch it because of this whole accusation of Medicare fraud. So I don't know if I necessarily want to screw with it. It is recovering, but remember, it's trading at 348. Not long ago, it was trading at 600. So it's coming back up. But I have no particular insights to did it commit Medicare fraud or not. So I don't know. It's just not my play. If you're in it, obviously I wish you the best of luck. SoFi is wildly different. That's like actually a legit company that's going to be benefiting off of movements in the bond yield market, off the Trump presidency and Biden's like basically the stopping of Biden for giving student loans. This is SoFi has a completely different story. What about FIGR? What is FIGR? You mean FIG? What? This is why you don't play IPOs, because they pump and they dump at first. Even though this could be a legit company, this is why you don't chase IPOs on the day of IPOs. Even Coin is an example of that. Name an IPO that it was worthwhile to get in on day one and it just kept going and you couldn't get a much better fill later on. So I still wouldn't touch it, but this is right here is a perfect example of why people always ask me, like, why aren't you playing IPOs? Because this happens. Lulu, that one got hit after its recent earnings. Yeah, hasn't recovered. Lulu's getting, holy crap. Lulu's trading at its 2020 lows. Holy crap, that's getting beat up. All right. Are profit takers done? We're awkwardly just waiting for profit takers to stop today. Oh, brother. Where's my Palantir? Palantir? Oh, there it is. 166. Sorry. I lost my Palantir. Bitcoin, 114. Let me know if it gets to 115. Tesla maybe catching a bid. Meta's flat. Microsoft, Avago selling. Nvidia maybe. Ooh, Hood's going again. Apple is actually picking up. So Hood is looking decent today. You actually have small cap that was looking pretty solid. Bitcoin's looking pretty good too. Tesla. So as intraday movers, Hood's the interesting one right now. A lot of other things. Yeah, it's Hood, maybe a little Apple. I will only ever buy two IPOs, SpaceX and OnlyFans. I can respect that. I could respect that. Go Hood. My puts are reprinting. Your puts on Hood are printing? Did you sell puts? Because unless you're looking at the chart upside down, I don't think your puts are printing unless you sold to open. And in that case, congrats. Sold those. Okay, that makes sense. Those are printing for sure. So Hood's looking good, Apple's looking good, and the rest of the market has not gotten the memo. But basically, we're just waiting for this profit taking to stop. All these calls getting sold, potentially bottoming out here, 1043, and they seem to be flattening out, but they're not buying yet. I want to see a bigger uptick. The SPY, same thing, selling. A lot of no one was touching calls. Longer dated puts were being bought, hopefully bought to close. And now you could see starting at 9:45, 9:46, calls started to get purchased on the SPY. So I like that recent trend, and I'm hoping that right here the Mag 7 can keep picking back up. But we just hit a new all-time high on SPY, and we're about to on SPX, the actual index. Remember, if we can break and hold 55, my target is 75 to 80 right here, this 5-point region. And then from there, my reach target is 6,600 on a 0 DTE basis. That is what I'm looking at. So let's see if that could pay. But hopefully the profit taking stops, because yesterday it never stopped. Last Friday, it never stopped. So if the profit taking can stop, and hopefully between those 2 days and the 15 minutes this morning, that's all the profit takers. And now we have an opportunity to actually go. What about IBKR? They can't be benefit from S&P 5. Why can't they? Well, anyone could benefit. When did I say they can't? Most companies, like I'm sure you can find counterexamples, but most companies go up when they get put into the S&P 500. The issue with IBKR right now is it's just a trading platform. And right now, Hood is like kind of the belle of the ball in that particular industry. Will it remain that? I don't know. But I can tell you right now, there's no one's really talking about IBKR, but everyone's still talking about Hood. And it's because it hit an all-time high and it just keeps going and going and going. So like that's what people are naturally going to be drawn to. So would IBKR benefit? Well, really, I would argue any company is going to benefit from being put in the S&P 500. But guess what? Hood was too. It has more commentary about it. It's like more of a popular trending stock to talk about, and the stock is also ripping. So I just remember in this particular world, it benefits a lot when people are talking about it, and I hear a lot more people talking about Hood than I do IBKR. That doesn't mean IBKR can't do well. Obviously, I'm not saying like there's enough money in the markets for multiple stocks to do well, whole industries to do well. Would you rather have 1 year of free Subway sandwiches or 1 year of free Burger King burgers? I actually don't eat either. So it's a good question. And I don't eat it because I'm like, oh, I'm a health freak. And it's just neither of them are by me. I don't want you guys to perceive that I care about my body and I only put healthy things into it, because that would be very inaccurate. Very, very inaccurate. I just don't eat them because they're not around me. I did eat Five Guys yesterday, and it's the first Five Guys I've had in years. And it was, dude, those burgers, they're on another fucking level. Like, they are on another level. I don't know if you guys have the most recent time you've had a Five Guys burger, but golly, it makes you realize that there are some good things left in this world. Some good thing. All right, SPY's going, Qs are going. Is this it? Is this win hui rip? Come on, hold 55. Like I said, we're holding 55, looking for this 5-point region between 75 and 80. That's the next gamma level, and then 6,600, which is in play today. Mag 7 is trying to get an uptrend, and the SPY is actually uptrending even better. It just hit a new delta high on the day. Large players on the day are net buyers, which is better than yesterday when they were net buyers turning into net sellers. As of this morning, they are net buyers. I like to see that. SPY's looking good. Mag 7 trying to trend up. SPY and SPX hitting a new all-time high. Apple's doing its thing. We have Apple's going flat. Dude, small cap's picking up. Small cap is picking up. I like that. Where's Tesla at? Tesla's at 350. Dude, I just need this thing to rip above 360. Someone was saying Circle's going crazy. CRCL. Kind of. Daily chart doesn't look that good, though. Intraday, it's up, but daily chart looks kind of brutal, actually. And by kind of, I mean very. Bitcoin, I want to see that above 115.5. Tesla, range bound. Netflix, not looking the best. Palantir, inside day. Meta, flat. Avago, flat. Microsoft, flat. Nvidia, trying to get going, got smacked. Hood's looking good. Apple, bottoming, potentially off that low. IWM, that on a daily chart perspective, IWM looks interesting. Bitcoin looks interesting. Those are the two on my watch list that are from a daily chart perspective. Oh, okay. Inverse shoulder, head, shoulder, potential breakout, follow through. Tesla, like I need that breakout or the breakdown. Netflix is range bound. Palantir already had its break inside it. If Palantir gets going again, it'd look interesting. But IWM in real time, this is the interesting one. We just took out the high from yesterday and the day before. Can we take out the high from Monday? Can we take out the high from Friday? So I would say from a daily chart perspective, this is looking interesting. The SPY is turning into a runaway train. Like the point to get onto this ship was on Wednesday the 3rd. So from a day, like once again, I'm just talking from a swing position. This is looking, dude, wait, I have a swing position. What am I talking about, guys? I completely forgot. Yo, your boy has a swing position. Your boy has 15K, 15.5K in a swing position. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. This feels like that video when the guy like has banana bread at the office. I forgot about that. Actually, I have another one too. Oh, wait, can you guys see this? You guys can't see it. You're going to have to take my word for it, but I'm up another 13K on this one. So 15K there, 13K there. Not a bad day. Not a bad freaking day, Mateo. Let's just see if I can not fumble it. I've been in this play for a minute. I got in on the 4th. And most of the gains came from today. This has been a bloody one for me. I've been battling it out. I'm also in IWM. I'm also in Tesla, which isn't looking the best. I am in Netflix. That was looking good until recently. I'm in Palantir, which is still looking decent. Hood, you got a little bit of a hit there. I'm also in Bitcoin, which it's teetering. 230. Yeah, I need 240 to get snapped. I need 240 to get snapped on the Russell, and then we have an opportunity. What's your opinion on Rumble Leaps? I don't play Rumble options. I just have Rumble stock. It's an investment for me. I don't actively trade it. I think there's things that on a short time basis move better than Rumble. So I just have the stock and I'm investing in it. I don't play options. I just have the stock and I kind of forget about it, and I plan on coming back in 5, 10, 20, 30 years and seeing where it's at. It's a longer term investment for me. I don't actively trade. Don't actively trade it. I'm not the most familiar with its like options chain and how it reacts and that type of stuff. It doesn't seem to have the highest volatility, which is something you probably want if you're trading options. Fucking Netflix, you son of a bitch. All right, I think I have to cut that play. Fucking Netflix. Oh, you son of a bitch. I know I should cut it. I just don't want to. Like, I want it to magically turn around. No, I can't. I have to cut it. Do I want to give it a little bit? All right, I have Netflix calls, and this is just not looking good taking out that low. What's the flow on it? Fuck me. All right. Oh, Netflix, you son of a bitch. I know I should cut it. I know I should. I'm at that point where you start like just hoping for a miracle. All right. If Netflix hits 27.50, I'm out. Ad alert. If that alert goes off, if Netflix dips to 1227.5, I'm cutting my call position. SPY's going, Qs are going, Russell's going. This is going. Dude, this is climbing like no other right now. Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah, brother. Oh, come on. I'm telling you, I'm giving you the levels, folks. 75 to 80. This is the next zone. This 5-point region right here. Right here. This is the zone. Zone number 1. Reach target. 6,600. Come on, baby. Show me that money. All right. This needs to go another $1. IWM needs to go another $1.50-ish for its big breakout. I'd also love for the Qs to pick it up. So this is an all-time high, by the way. Whatever you're seeing on SPY, whatever you're seeing on... Ooh, wait, Bitcoin's going? Kind of, maybe? What was that alert? I don't know what that alert was, but I just got something on Bitcoin. Bitcoin taking out a high. The next stop for Bitcoin is 115.5, 115.6. Nice trend there. Higher highs, higher lows. Looking solid. What time is it? 10. Okay. Tesla, can't you just push somewhere up here? Fucking Netflix. All right, I'm cutting Netflix. I know I should. I know I need to follow my fucking Netflix. Son of a bitch, stupid ass stock. Dumbass stock. Here. Fucking Netflix. Dumbass. I fucking hate that. I'm going to cancel my subscription. Fuck those guys. Not even because I dislike the subscription. It's because their stock is costing me more than their subscription. Dumbass. We're not talking about it. For the remainder of the day, we are banned from talking about Netflix. We're not even going to show it on the screen anymore. No more Netflix talk. At minimum, 1 day ban. 1 day. I decree you are not allowed to say the Netflix or the letters NFLX in succession for the remainder of the day. It's like saying Voldemort, but worse. And if you want to fuck around and say Voldemort, have at it, but there's going to be dire repercussions. It is hereby decreed that Netflix is Voldemort. Fucking Netflix. I have to follow my... it was looking good too. And it just broke down. Good. Right there. Netflix. Well, now I just said Voldemort. But yeah, taking a hit there. IWM. I'm loving this pump. Am I almost back to break even on those? Not really. But maybe. I'm actually down 38% on my Russell play still. The only play that's really working for me is this bad Mamma Jamma up 17.5K on SPX. I'm profitable on Palantir, slightly down on BITX and Tesla, and then actually down on IWM for now. But if IWM keeps going, that's when we might get talking. All right. What do we have here? No. This is what I want. This one. I know it looks confusing, but yesterday I was doing quite a bit of research on this line, which should be red. Why is it not? Okay. This one, how do I make it more, like stand out more? Old lace, no. We're more of a, what kind of white do you guys pick? Do you pick ivory, beige? Like where's like just a pure white? Is that how it works? All right, I guess that's a pure white. All right. This is clearly bullish. The 500 tick on NQ. We're above super trend. We're above VWAP. We are the 10 and the 20 EMAs are above each other. Yeah. Of course, there's going to be some selling. There's going to be some profit taking. I could probably even show you the levels right now at 24,000. Yeah. No shit. People want to sell at 24,000. Look at that. Of course, people are going to try to get out there. No duh. VWAP's down here. Yeah, just let it settle. Maybe we can make some higher lows and whatnot. People are trying to front run it a little bit at 23,990. But really the breakout level is 24,000 flat. So if you are playing the NASDAQ or NDX, pay attention to that NQ level at 24,000 flat. There's quite a bit of sell side liquidity. I would expect on the initial test of rejection. And then what's interesting past that is does it keep going or not? That's going to be the interesting test. You know what? I might as well switch this up to go to a faster. All right. I guess this one seems less busy. We'll watch this. None of my stuff is fired yet. All the bots are on, I think. Yeah, they are. Okay, they're on. I'm just waiting to see. The bots haven't done anything. Remember, they don't turn on until after 10 a.m., which just happened now. So it's going to, ooh, look at that. Go. Let's go. Let's go, Russell. And you guys were talking so much shit on Russell, and he's just doing the best he can. He understands that he's range bound. He's trying to break it out. He's doing the best he can. He's been hitting the gym. He's been putting in the work. He's been doing the reps. Give him a break. He's trying to go to 240. He's trying to break out right here. He's trying to rip it to 242, 243. He's trying to rip it to 250. Just let the man work. Yeah, that's a decent amount of long calls too. All right, let's hope that guy doesn't take profits. Let's hope that he lets it run to 242 to 243. Come on, Russell. You got this, buddy. You got this, Tonto. Spies go. Okay, Q's officially put in a nice higher low here. Let's see if he can actually push 283.50. That would set up a test of the intraday high and the all-time high. So I'm liking the structure right here on the Qs as long as the low at 955 and the low at 1002 can hold. If this can hold and we take out this recent high, I've already given you my targets. Target 1 right here, target 2 here. It's a combination of key technical levels, key extension levels, key open interest levels, key psychological levels. This is target 1. This is target 2. If target 2 is hit, take your money and move on with your life and enjoy your Thursday night. You don't need to overcomplicate it. We're riding up to target 1. At this point, you could probably move your stop to this low at 10 and just be like, okay, cool. Ride it. This is going. We're about to crack 20K. And then I have another 16 over here, which I know you're not going to believe me, but it is true. It is fine. Since you guys aren't going to believe me, and I so rarely actually make money, we might as well bring up this account to see what's going on here. Oh, is it going to make me install log in? Why does it think I know my password? What? Can you guys see what I'm doing right now? Dude, it's totally... I haven't logged in on this one in a minute on this computer. Oh, what the fuck? Yeah. Install now. Sorry. Feels like I'm a slave to these clankers making me update. Oh, it's making me do all this work. Fine. I just never use this brokerage on this computer. Come on. Russell, don't do this to me. You know you want to be at 243 today. Tesla's finally waking up. Qs are waking up. They told you about it. Gave you that play. Easy peasy lemon squeezies, folks. Easy peasies lemon squeezies. Icarus has not fired yet today. Positions. Hang on. Stop looking at my password, cheaters. All right, so I have various plays on right now, but the only things that are really working for me is this right here. So, okay, yeah. Can you see this? Is it too small? So I have SPX calls here, 6550. I'm up 17.3 on that. And then I have more of them here, which I'm up 19. So that's pretty solid. I'm stoked about that. That makes me feel better about my recent trading performance to be up, what's that, 37K? 16.9 there and 17.3 there. I'll take it. And they're going to look real good. This is my first level. They're going to look real good if we can get all the way up here today. Like real good. But those aren't my only positions. I have Tesla calls, I have IWM calls, I have Bitcoin calls via BITX, and I also have Palantir calls. Those are my current positions. Positions. Come on, Russell. You know what, dude? Tesla's picking up. Hell yeah, Tesla. Hell yeah, brother. That's what I want to see. 356, 358. Here, if you happen to be trading Tesla, let's look at the key levels there. Why not? Why not? Why not? All right. If you are paying attention to Tesla, 355 is a very big level. 370, 75 is big, and then 400 is key. So you want to see the snap of 55. That's your first level that you want it to get cracked. And then it gives an opportunity of somewhere in this 5-point region between 370, 375, and then you're talking 400. But the first battle is 55, with 50 being support. Surprise, surprise, where are we finding support? Between 45 and 50. We're trying to break out of the recent high. Surprise, surprise, 56. We see the open interest level at 55. And then from there, it's that break and then followed through by the technical breakout of 358 that we could be talking about this 5-point region here as we fall down this this gamma ramp. So levels to keep in mind. SPY is taking the fuck off. All right, we're coming to my first target zone. This 5-point region is my first target zone. 20.5K and 18K. So that's 38 and climbing. We might hit a 50K day. I haven't had a 50K day in a minute, in a fucking hot minute. Oh, the Qs are going. Tesla, I'll put an alert at 55 just so we all know. Add alert. IWM is chilling for a second. Hood is still going. Hood's looking really good. NVIDIA, nothing. Broadcom, nothing. Microsoft is picking up. Meta is picking up. Palantir, nothing. Okay, so Tesla's looking good. Russell's now chilling. Hood is currently looking good as well. Hood is currently... What are people trading today? They are trading Oracle, NVIDIA, Tesla SPY, Avago, Qs, Lululemon, NDX, Apple, and... Oh, CoreWeave. How's CoreWeave doing? Uh-oh. Computer froze. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. Can you guys hear me? Can you see me? Can you feel me? I think it's just my Chrome, if I had to guess. Okay, the large players are still net buyers on the New York Stock Exchange. Here's where the Qs are at. My bots haven't traded. I would have manually traded a couple times in here. I like this 952 breakout. I like this 1004 breakout. But I haven't because I don't deserve to manually trade. I should let the robots do everything. Dude, keep going, Tesla. All right. Profit taking double top there on the Qs. Hopefully this low at 82.80 can hold. Looking for these recent lows to hold on the Qs to give us a cup and handle setup to break this high and keep ripping. Only a little bit of profit taking there on the Qs. This looks like fuck Netflix. The price seems to be overreacting to this. That's quite a bit of a hit there, but in reality, options barely moved. So as of now, I think this dip is to be bought because look at you just don't see much of a dip there. Even the Nasdaq didn't dip that much. The SPY had some profit taking, but not that. Like we're still plus 1.75 billion today. So yeah, I get that looks dramatic, but it looks like the dip's going to be bought. Looks like the dip is to be bought. All right, I'm going to set an alert for the IWM intraday breakout. We might as well set an alert for a breakdown just in case I need to get out. Obviously, we're also watching Hood today, looking pretty good. I believe, is that quite the all-time high? We have to be getting close. 123. So Hood, H-O-O-D, looking pretty freaking good at this moment. Looking real good, actually, at this moment. Palantir, having some issues at 168. Meta, nothing. Microsoft, nothing. Avago, a little profit taking. NVIDIA, a little profit taking. Tesla waking up. Yeah, it's kind of Tesla and Hood right now. And Bitcoin. Bitcoin's looking pretty decent. But right now, Tesla and Hood are looking good. How was CoreWeave? I got distracted. My bad. CoreWeave. CoreWeave is pretty simple. Just watch. Set an alert. Just wait for this trendline breakdown. Wait for the breakout. Wait for another higher low. Get in on that. Yo, Tesla's going. CoreWeave, it's being actively traded today, but I don't see a nice setup. I like to look at the active ones. Apple, NDX, Lulu, Oracle is the other one. ORCL. Oracle. Okay. Remember, there's a big gap in here, so be careful about that one. All right, Tesla is hitting that level that we were just talking about. It's battling it out right here where there happens to be a bunch of long calls. I just want to see what time frame they are for. Okay, we're starting. Wait, what did I just do? Minus the next expiration. Huh. That's this Friday. So a lot of positive gamma on Tesla is going to be disappearing tomorrow. And we're actually going to get into this negative gamma. So this might kind of like price on ice. It might start slipping to the upside. And the next one, if it can get above 55, the next thing to really stop it is 70. Interesting. Worth a spot on your watch list for sure. Worth a spot on your watch list, faux show. Faux show, mofo. Faux show. Don't forget, we are doing a giveaway today. Like, retweet, and follow. It is go to my Twitter profile. It is my most recent one. It is my pinned one. This is free for everyone. All you have to do is like, retweet, and follow, and you could get a chance at one of the A5 Apex accounts that we're going to be giving away in, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes. But it's free. Like, you don't have to pay for this or anything. Just like, retweet, and follow. So easy peasy lemon squeezies. Pinned to the top of chat in the description of the video. And remember, Apex, use that code Goonie to get 80% off. You could buy an account today. Today, with these movements, this volatility, you can get some nice leverage for not that much money. It's not Friday. Correct. We are doing a Payday Friday giveaway tomorrow. This is just a little bit of a specialty thing for the CPI report. A little bit of a specialty thing for the CPI report. What else is being traded? Palantir, MSCR, Amazon, Meta, Gold. What's NSPS? AMD, Google, Hood, and UNA. I don't know what SNPS is. SNPS. Synopsis? What the fuck is this stock? Oh, well, that's why it's being traded, because it had horrible earnings. It dumped 29%. It's kind of actually going the exact opposite way of Oracle. Okay. All right. Well, we don't need that. We don't need that. We don't need that. We do need that. We do need that. We do need those. We do need that. We do need that. Might as well set up an Avago breakout. NVIDIA. We could set that up one as well. Okay, SPX. All right. So the current all-time high is 72. Oh my God. It's almost as if we were calling these levels out. Holy guacamole. Well, right now, you can see from the little carrots, the green carrots and the red carrots, we had higher highs, higher lows. So basically starting at 945, that's by definition a bullish trend. When you have higher highs and higher lows, there's no other way to explain it than a bullish trend. Right now, we're potentially switching. We have a lower high and we just cracked this low, so we have a lower low. So we have a bit of a bearish pullback in an overall bullish situation, which means you just wait for this to basically align and start to break back to the upside. You wait for this trend of higher highs and higher lows to now show itself like from here, higher highs and higher lows to lower highs and lower lows. Just sit there and be patient. Be like, okay, that's a fresh new high. That's a fresh higher low. Ideally, you get in on the fresh higher low and you just play it from there and see if the trend continues. But the trend by many measurements is still very strong. Very strong. All right, what is this? My 10-minute? Oh, yeah, we ran all the way up to the 2 standard deviation move. That's the 1 minute. We still are above VWAP at 45. We got double rejected here at 24,000. Folks, we all knew people were trying to sell there. You can't be surprised that we got rejected right at 24,000, where we saw a shitload of people trying to sell. Uh-oh.
Order submitted.
Icarus is live. I repeat, this is not a drill. Icarus is live. I think. Yes. 100% Icarus is live. Do I like this trade? Do I agree with Icarus? 100%. It waited for the dip. It went long on the potential recovery, and now we're just ripping it. And it's trying to take profits right before that key level. It's in at 76. It's trying to get out at 92. It's long 2 contracts. We're ripping it. Everyone shut your mouth and let this man cook. Let Icarus cook. Trex says, shut up, Icarus. Well, Icarus is not going to respond to that. That's just honestly offensive. All right, Icarus, praying that this breakout holds. Let's hope that this is not a fake out, my brother. Let's hope that it waited for the dip exactly as it should have, saw a little bit of strength. Now we're just praying it's not a fake out. Praying it is not a fake out. Come on, Icarus. Wait a second. Which part of Icarus actually fired? Hang on a second. Oops. Hang on, let me check my code really quick. Huh? DL. Delta. A delta low. That seems like a large price target for Icarus. Is it because of the ATR? What's the ATR? The ATR is 20. The ATR on the 1 minute is 20 points. Oh, vol expanded that much. It expanded that freaking much. Well, I liked its thoughts here. Not liking breaking this recent low, though. I liked where its head was at. I'm going to be honest. We pump up. We pull back. I like it. I do. I have to admit. I think that's a pretty shrewd trade, if you will. But now it was apparently a fake out because the very next bar gave it right back. The very next bar gave it right back. All right. But alas, in Icarus we trust. He's never led us astray from except all the times that we've been led astray. But beyond those small missteps, he's been perfect. It's a Magnets day. It's about to be. Except Tesla's going to be the one that saves us. Tesla's going to save the Nasdaq, which is going to save Icarus. Russell's perfectly... Oh, dude. Tesla just got a bid. Let's look at it. Oh, the Mag 7's picking up. Oh, look at that, dude. So Tesla got a flow alert at 10:10, and now the Delta's really popping. Really pippity popping. All right, we're looking for a bit of a trend line breakout here. Visibility. All right, we got that. Looking for this trend line breakout. Bullish trend, small bearish trend, shallow pullback. We're looking for that pop up into this key region. That is the name of the game today. Can this get follow through? SPY, a little bit of profit taking going on right now. Little bit of drift to the downside on calls, not major, but definitely a bit of a drift as we ran right up to that key gamma level. So I want to see this little pullback stop and basically continue with the trend that we've seen all day. I just got an alert on Tesla. Tesla breaking the high from yesterday. Now we're heading to the high of Monday. That's the next level, 358.44. Come on, Tesla. Come on, Tesla. How is my Tesla position doing? I was red as of this morning. Ooh, your boy just got back green on old Tesla. So 69% return today, but what really matters is the total unrealized turn, where I'm up 497. So we're back in the green. Green is good. As Gordon Gecko says, greedy green is good. And I am back. I am back, Jack. I am back. I am back. I am back. Wait, what was this? Sorry. Someone just said something. Just thought you'd want an update since you asked if anything comes. Most of the info came out of the Utah press conference, FYI. Wait, is that going on now? Is that something we can listen to? Or did it already conclude? If that's a live thing, let's tune in. If that is a live thing, let us tune in. Let us tune in. Are we waiting? View from Utah University after... Wait, that's just the view of it. I don't even know what to search for this. What would be... Does anyone like have a link for something like this? Someone said, read the previous messages. Additionally, Charlie was being asked, is there a link we could hop into and listen to this live? Okay, update. Gun recovered and good images of suspect obtained. Also, the brainless twat got fired from MSNBC. I'm sure that's how they explained it. They're like, yeah, this brainless twat. Oh, it was an hour ago? The brainless twat. I'm just imagining that that's like their official news post. Like, hey, by the way, like that's the headline: brainless twat fired. Come on, Icarus, don't lead us astray. You know what's good, buddy. You know what's good. A lot of people talking shit on you, but I believe. All right. I had to do something over there because shit's not firing properly. Shit is not firing properly. It was an hour ago. Press conference was earlier. Already had the press conference. Bolt action is all bolt action. So definitely a rifle-esque thing. Good evening. Brainless SWAT reporting to you live. Maybe that's the new name of this show. Dude, Tesla, push it. Tesla's holding 355. We're talking maybe 370. Dude, brother. That could get interesting. Come on, dude. Up 20K there. Up 17K there. And up 500 buckaroos. Oh, 1,000 buckaroos. 1,200 buckaroos. I could buy 2,400 gumballs if I so chose. 1,400. Do I hear 1,500? Do I hear 1,500? Nope, I do not. 1,500? 20,000 over there. IWM is pushing. Unfortunately, I'm still down on my IWM position. I feel like a goober. They're just not moving. IWM. I got 2 vol crushed. I can't believe it's moving like this and I'm somehow down. It's just poor entry. All right. If it can push 240, 241, they might start to move, but I'm down a decent chunk on my... I'm down 34%, 4.6K. As of now, that is. As of now. All right. Icarus is still alive. Tesla is giving me hope. IWM is giving me a little bit of hope as well. Come on. Tesla's moving the chains. It's going Josh Allen mode right here. The Bears are, in this particular metaphor, the Ravens. Particularly Lamar Jackson. Dude, Tesla. Just took that out. All right, so now we took this out. Oh, well, we took that out. All right, so from a technical level, you could watch 63, 68, and 67. I'm looking at the next recent wicks. I don't consider them to be like that important. What I really care about is getting over this little hump here at 60 and then a push up to 70, 75 right here. Set 370, 375, not 70, 75. You guys know what I'm saying. I'm looking at this zone right here. There might be a little bit of a hiccup at 60 though. Maybe worthwhile, but we are pushing into that negative gamma line. Where does the gamma go actually negative? Okay, so even, but this is also negative total gamma. Yeah, we fall into negative gamma here. So this is interesting. It's going to be really tough to break 70, 75, but if we do, it sets up like a slingshot effect up to 400 because the gamma just goes negative and then the market makers are going to start buying to hedge out their books. So it's a tough battle, but if that battle is won, and I don't want it to make it sound like it's easy, but if this battle is won, we actually might be talking about 400 based on the current setup. Of course, the market's dynamic and new people can trade whenever they want, but I do want to let you know that snap would be an important one to this giant push up to 400, which is actually the biggest gamma node of the day. All right, let's see if Tesla can lead us to the promised land, folks. Let's see how's it looking. 2K, 20K, 19. We're taking steps backwards on SPX. Dude, look at Tesla go. Look at that thing go. How is Hood doing? Hood's getting hit. I guess everyone's throwing their money in Tesla now. Palantir's getting hit. Meta's doing nothing. Microsoft's recovering. Apple's looking fine. Dude, Tesla's the belle of the ball today. Quick question. How many of you are in Tesla? How many of you are doing Tesla things right now? Sell the SPX nerd. No, because we're not at my levels. I will at levels. This is scale out 1. This is scale out 2. It's easy. If you're trading levels as a trend following trader, you have to stick to your levels. You don't just arbitrarily do it to arbitrarily do it. This is the key gamma area 1. This is the key technical gamma and psychological level number 2. Easy peasy lemon squeezies. Looking for this zone, looking for this zone. And I have time. It's not a 0 DT. It is, I have all the way, like I have till next Friday. I have a week and a day. I'm in Tesla, 6K. I have Tesla shares. Hell yeah. Tesla, go, 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 go. Tesla. All right. Well, we're not that far away from doing our giveaway. Remember, it's free. All you have to do is like, retweet, and follow. We're giving away 5 Apex accounts. And if you're the winner and want more, or if you don't win and you want some, don't forget you can check out at Apex with that coupon code Goonie to get 90% off. The more and more you guys use this code, we're going to get more and more to give away. That is the deal that I have struck with them. The more accounts that are purchased with Goonie, the more codes they are going to give away to give to me for giveaways for all of you guys. So just want to let you know, obviously, it's kind of a win-win for everyone involved, but we'll do the giveaway, and the more times Goonie is used, we get more codes, and we're going to do more and more giveaways, and it should be a nice self-fulfilling prophecy if it works out the way that I've envisioned it. My big plan to take over the world. Icarus. What's up, brother? Icarus is back to break even, folks. Might have been a little early. We don't call him premature Icarus for no reason, but he always gets to where he's going. Come on, Icarus. Show the world what you're made of. Show the world what you're made of, buddy. You got this. Come on, Icarus. For the homeland. What are good books to read for trading, Matt? Luckily for you, I've made an entire video on it. Mr. Producer, if you could drop that link in chat for Miguel Chavez. He would like to know that. He wants that video link for the 5 best books to read. But basically start with The Long-Term Secrets of Short-Term Trading by Larry Williams. And then go into the Kama Sutra. Come on, Icarus. Come on, Icarus. Dude, we're holding 239 here. That alert. Dude, I want to hear this alert go off. 22K and down to 1.2. Lost $800. Are we doing this? Are we doing this, Icarus? Brother. Come on. Show me those sweet tendies. Show me them sweet things. Come on, motherfucker. Don't do it. Don't fucking tap me right here. Don't test me, bro. Oh, fuck. Oops. There's a lot of people trying to sell right at 90. And my price target's right above it. Come on. Take it out. Take it out. You fucker. Go, Icarus. Go, Icarus. Go. Go, Icarus. Go, Icarus. Go. No, Icarus. Get the fill. Get the fill. Icarus. Look at them gain $600. Love to hear it. Oh, Icarus. All over the camera. All over the monitor. Just like that. Now my stock rising, got the eyes on me. Wall Street. Oh, Icarus, you dirty dog. Look at that. Look at them gains. Look at them tendies. Look at them tendies. Everyone go short open to $8, please, and thank you. All right, we're moving now. Come on, update. Is that the number? It didn't grow? Oh, it didn't. It's not a grower or a shower. It's not a grower or a shower. Oh, there it grew. 23. Come on, grower or shower. Grower or shower. Grower or shower. Grower or shower. All right. Indices are pushing. Come on, buddy. All right, Palantir. What the fuck, Palantir? What the fuck, Palantir? All right, I'm looking for, on the Russell, we're looking for this technical breakout at 239.69. And then the next technical level is 241.43. From an options level, you're looking at 240 leading to 242. All-time highs 244.98. That, once again, that's for the Russell. SPY's at an all-time high. Qs are at an all-time high. Definitely don't need that. Let me clean up these charts. Let's clean up these charts. That's, yeah. 241.43 is like a clear target, and then we're talking about the all-time high. I want this short-term range breakout, but I'm really waiting for this alert to pop off at 241.38. Bitcoin it's holding, not really trending as of now, but maybe it's going to make an overnight movement. Tesla is looking good. Hood, profit taking, Palantir, fuck. Okay. Options flow on the Mag 7 is long and strong. A little bit of profit taking right there, but overall long and strong. S&P 500, look at all that call buying. Look at all those ducks. Look at that delta flow. If you're shorting right now, you're fucking stupid. If you're short, if you're throwing on bearish positions right now, you're dumb. Don't do it, dude. This is financial advice. Don't do it. Like straight up, legit financial advice. Don't sue me. It's a fucking joke. But straight up financial advice. If you are betting against this right now, you got to get your fucking brain examined, brother. Brain examined. Tesla going higher? I fucking hope so. We know that there's going to be right here, it hit 359. We know there's a gamma level at 360, so you're going to have a bit of a reaction. That's what we're seeing now. But we'll see. Is my shit still on? Okay, I could turn those two off. Okay, so 600 locked in. Not a bad start. That's a nice play. Boom, boom. Obviously, it could have waited a little bit so I didn't have to sweat as much. But hey, you never knew if this was going to get ripping. But a little bit of a hiccup here, 24,000. That makes sense because it's a massively important level. 24,000 is a huge psychological level. So let's just chill. Let's just chill. What are the levels on QQQ? QQQ 584 right there. Then we're talking 587. If you ever reach target for my swing traders, 587, 588 is it for QQQ. For QQQ. And then for SPX, it's whatever the equivalent is for 6,600. We might get another $2.50 move in the SPY today. How crazy is that? That we're here at 450. It's not insane that this is $7. We might have a $7 change at some point today. I mean, I just want to call it out. Can I tell the future? I don't know. But if CPI comes in cool tomorrow, I'm thinking SPX will hit 6,600. Posted at noon o'clock, September 10th. That was yesterday. Can I tell the future? I don't know. I'll let you guys be the judge. Trump at the 9/11 commemoration. What's going on with his face? No, he's sitting there. He's an old dude. Old dudes sit there with faces like that. Am I missing anything else? What am I missing? Dude, this guy, Malone Wealth, is the biggest. Oh, Bigums too. When GameStop distributes warrants as a dividend, short sellers must deliver an equivalent number of warrants to the owners of the shares they borrowed. The lenders, since shorts don't own the underlying shares, they can't claim warrants directly. That's wrong. That's stupid. That's like, these people are so fucking stupid. South Park pulls the episode parodying Charlie Kirk. I think that makes sense. Oh, what's this? All right, let's play this clip.
This morning I can tell you that we have recovered what we believe is the weapon that was used in yesterday's shooting. It is a high-powered bolt-action rifle. That rifle was recovered in a wooded area where the shooter had fled. So the FBI laboratory will be analyzing this weapon. Investigators have also collected footwear impression, a palm print. This morning I can tell you...
A palm print? That kind of seems helpful.
Created sick.
Do you support his death?
I do.
You support his death?
Fuck Charlie Kirk.
You support Charlie Kirk being killed?
Yes, I do.
On the day he died, you're here at a vigil for Charlie Kirk and you support his death.
Do you support a Nazi?
No, I don't support a Nazi. Charlie Kirk wasn't a Nazi.
Yes,
you support his shooter?
Yep, sure do. Free him.
You support Charlie Kirk's shooter?
Sure do. He did us all a favor.
Would you shoot somebody like Charlie Kirk?
I would have killed him myself.
You would have...
Dude, people, that's what I'm saying. People are fucking deranged. FBI, we have images of the suspect.
We got Charlie in the neck. We got Charlie in the neck. Who's up next? We got Charlie in the neck.
Dude, I fucking hate these people. Like, what absolute fucking scumbags. MSNBC analyst David Matthew downfired over Charlie Kirk comments of, yeah, because he fucking deserves it. That's the twat that you guys were talking about. He deserves to get fired. Fuck him. IWM. Technical breakout. Technical breakout. We just took out that high from Friday, setting up a gamma level test of 240. Don't be surprised if there's some profit taking there. The next technical level is 241.38. Tesla's also waking back up. I mean, like, I fully understand if you don't agree politically with Charlie Kirk. Maybe he's not your cup of tea. Maybe it's just not the way you see in the world. But if you were a person celebrating the assassination of someone who's only shared their thoughts and opinions just because you disagree with them, You're fucking dumb. If you think he is Hitler, you are dumb. If you think he's fascist, you are dumb. Like, literally, you just don't have enough of, like, cognitive power in you to understand how wrong you are. Like, truly. I don't, like, these fuckheads, I don't, like, how does someone get born so fucking dumb? What's this one? Is this someone fucking around and finding out? A leftist insect rode through Charlie Kirk vigil on an electric scooter in front of the Idaho State Capitol, glow over his murder. It didn't work out well. Whoa, holy fuck. Sorry for your headphones there. They probably need to be looking for a dude in a tactical dress.
This guy's gonna get fucked so
loud. Holy shit. They just beat the shit out of him. I don't agree with that, though. Like, we don't need all this fucking violence. Bears this morning.
Look, a young woman is dead. Let's take that into consideration. And yes, a man who should have been behind bars was loose and out.
Well, he should have been.
Well, listen. Yeah. He was a schizophrenic man. His mother begged them to take him and put him away. So stop politicizing this. This is not political. Yeah. This has to do with how we...
Dude, talk about dumb fucking tanks. Yes, it is political because it's the political influence of why he wasn't locked away. This idea of, hey, you could do whatever you want and you're just not in jail and you get a million different passes. What do you mean stop politicizing it? It's because of political influences that people like this, and this is referring to the guy who stabbed the lady on the bus in Charlotte. It's because of politics that he is not in jail. Fucking so dumb, dude. The View is actually, like, it is just a grouping of pure brain rot. Like, nothing but pure fucking brain rot.
And as Tony mentioned, not everyone took to his words or his rhetoric. You know, at times they were offensive to specific communities. But with that said, this is not the time to focus on that. We are focused on this tragedy. Speaking of this tragedy, is this a moment for your party to reflect on political violence? Is it a moment for us to think about the responsibility of our political leaders and their voices and what it does to the masses as they get lost in misinformation or disinformation that turns in and spills into political violence?
I say both parties. You know,
I don't even say parties. I say a nation.
Okay.
And if there's a moment in time we want to look to, and I looked back and I watched this again when Robert F. Kennedy is running, and he's in Indianapolis, and he just got the news that Martin Luther King was killed. And he has to tell the crowd, because we don't have social media at that time. And it was remarkable the words he said. He said, we have to ask as a nation, who are we? And how do we want to move forward? We have watched this political attack on both sides. We watched what happened in Minnesota. We watched what happened to President Trump. We've watched this on both sides. This is not a question about parties. This is a question about nations. We cannot normalize this, but Charlie was not elected. Charlie was not doing something where you would sit there and one party say something wrong. He was honoring. He was doing it on a college where ideas. This is what happened in the 60s. This is a moment in time for this nation to take this time to actually make a question about all of us.
We don't want to go back to the 60s.
We don't.
That was a more violent period than people recall. We could talk about the 60s.
I want to know. I cannot. Is JFK the last politician or political figure who was left-leaning that obviously he was assassinated, but there was even an attempt? It feels like in this party of left-leaning people, the party of like peace and acceptance, it feels like a lot of the attempts on life go the other way. Am I wrong? Who is it JFK? Who is the last? Is there a more recent one? Pelosi attempt. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. The hammer guy, that weird fucking hammer guy, the dude that was like sleeping with her husband or something. Ronald Reagan obviously didn't die. Carter. There was an attempt on Carter. Reagan's fair. Propaganda works best for the weakest. Gabby. What the astronaut's wife, Gabby Gifford, what I thought she was a Republican from Arizona. Gifford? Was she actually? Gabby Giffords. What? What was she? Oh, she was a Democrat. Yeah, that was horrible. That was a crazy one. Fortunately, she survived. That was crazy. Yeah, Arizona. That was, I remember that. That was crazy when that happened. IWM's taken off. Tesla's settling. Hood maybe popping. Palantir not so good. Meta not so good. Microsoft turning. Avago waking up. Nvidia nothing. Apple turning down. The exciting movement right now is the indices in Tesla. Hortman? Who the fuck is Hortman? Melissa Hortman was an American politician and lawyer who served of Minnesota. She was assassinated June 14th of 2025. She was a Democrat. Wife of man accused in deadly Minnesota lawmaker shootings, files for divorce. Yeah, no shit. Jesus Christ, dude. The world's lost its mind, folks. World has lost its mind. Tesla might be gearing up for another move here. Right now, we did hit, look at this. We went all the way up to it. We went sideways. There was an additional pump. Where did we get rejected? Folks, this is why you have to study options. Like before this happened, I gave you the exact zone. This is where we struggled. We popped. Guess where we struggled again? This is why you need to know what's going on with options. This stuff isn't random because it gives you an idea of where market makers have to pivot in their management of the position on top of the people who hold the position and where they might be taking profits or managing it in a general sense. So you get an idea of price levels at which the players and the market makers might have to do something more than just random levels. So that's like, no one should be surprised by this. And that's what I'm saying. This is profit target number one. If we hold here and start to break, then obviously we're talking about 6,600 or at least within a couple points of it, people might end up front running it. But like the point is we called this out way beforehand. Like rewind the stream all the way back here, like we were talking about this exact 5-point region. What trading tools do you think are most useful? Trading tools? As a swing trader, probably options analysis because you get an idea of where people are positioned at. Yeah, I would say as an option, if you're a swing option trader, spot gamma. But if you're a day trader scalper, maybe something like Bookmap. A tool that could be used for both is like a data analytics platform that could actually be very, very helpful. It depends on the type of trading you do. I would keep politics off stream. I've seen some big streams fall off to blowback. Oh, well, luckily for everyone, I don't give a fuck. That's the beauty of my stream is the lion's share of dollars in my life is actually from trading, where if I lost the stream, it would suck. I don't want to lose the community, but financially it wouldn't really matter. Like, it's just, the beauty of my stream is I kind of just talk about what I want because I'm not worried about losing it. Like, it. Yeah, real controversial. Matt doesn't like murder. Yeah, I know this is a pretty fucking hot take here, but I don't think we should be killing each other. Yeah, if I get canceled because of that, I guess I don't want to be on the internet anyway. If you guys, my community, are all like, dude, we don't like this Kohrs kid because he's against murder, that's all right. I don't think it was meant to be. I know it's a hot take. Probably everyone else on the world are like, we love murder, and then I'm the odd man out. They're like, dude, why does this Kohrs kid hate murder? I get it. It's a controversial take. I wouldn't blame you. I don't blame you. It is a hot take. And I appreciate you looking out for me. Honestly, that goes without saying as well. I appreciate you caring, but I just want to let you know my mindset that I'll probably continue with my general opinion of murder is bad. So I hope if that is particularly offensive to you, I don't know if I'm really going to change my overall messaging on the show. Murder bad. Murder is bad. What else are we missing? What else? What other hot news? What is this one? Matt Walsh, Brandon Johnson should be arrested, charged with treason, convicted, and then given the requisite punishment for a capital offense. I don't know what Brandon Johnson did. He got the day he deserved. Nurse with pronouns and bio. Yeah, it's always, you can kind of pick him out. Charlie Kirk is a sick, racist piece of trash. Just put the Klan hood on already. Charlie. Yeah, I think there's a lot of people who don't realize that they had a part to play in the splitting of the mind of deranged people. When everyone's now like, how could you do it? The window opens on the 17th. What is all... Now people are all getting doxxed and canceled. Golly. Lutnick, China paying average tariff of 52%, largest tax hike on working class Americans in history. What? All right, are we missing any? Is there any other breaking news on this? All right, that's a completely different video. Got my Paul Pelosi costume ready, Jesus. What is this one?
Through all that work last night, we were able to make a few breakthroughs. We were able to track the movements of the shooter. Starting at 11:52 a.m., the subject arrived on campus, shortly away from campus. We have tracked his movements onto the campus, through the stairwells, up to the roof, across the roof to a shooting location. After the shooting, we were able to track his movements as he moved to the other side of the building, jumped off of the building, and fled off of the campus and into a neighborhood. Our investigators have worked through those neighborhoods, contacting anybody they can with doorbell cameras, witnesses, and have thoroughly worked through those
this might be support right here on the NASDAQ.
We do have good video footage of this individual.
Right here, we hit the pre-market high, bouncing right off of it. Look for this break of 97. Recaptured 24,000 flat.
If we are unsuccessful, we will reach out to you as the media and we will push that publicly to help us identify them. But we are confident in our abilities right now, and we would like to move forward in a manner that keeps everyone safe and moves this process appropriately. Last night I communicated with Erica. The family's devastated. As a commissioner of public safety, as a father, as a husband, I can only imagine what that family's going through. The heinous event that happened yesterday is not Utah. This is not what we're known for. Over the past several weeks, we've seen this state come together to help families in mourning, come together as a community to show what Utah is known for a state of character, of service, of camaraderie, of a neighboring feel. We will not stand for what happened yesterday. We are exhausting every lead. We have every officer invested in this, every investigator, every local agency. The outpouring of support from the law enforcement community has been astounding.
Interesting. All right, we're going to do this giveaway. We're giving away 5 Apex Trader funded accounts. Like, retweet, and follow. I'm going to give you like 1 minute to do this if you haven't already. Literally just do what the other 60 plus people have figured out how to do. Like, retweet, and follow. That's how you're going to be entered. Oh, almost 100 of you. Let's crack 100. Let's get 100 of you in this giveaway. You have, hey, pretty decent shot. We're giving away 5 of them. Giving away 5 of them here. And if you don't win, or if you want more, remember 80% off, use that code Goonie. The more you guys use this code Goonie, the more accounts we're going to be able to give away for free. That is the deal I have struck with the company. The more you use Goonie, the more accounts we can give away. If in all reality, I want to get at that level where we can do giveaways of these accounts every single week. That's like my ultimate goal of just giving away. So when you're checking out, don't forget to use that code Goonie. You have 12 days left. And right now it's 80% off. Reset fee is $50, 1 day to pass. We just cracked 105. Let me reload this. We'll see where we're at. And we're going to do this giveaway. And obviously, check your DMs later today because I'll be sending you that coupon code for the free eval. So let me take this. Let me go over to the picker here. Let me make sure I'm right. All right, you have to like and retweet. 5 winners must follow. All right, pick a winner in 3, 2, 1. Let's see who wins. Searching for a winner. Please wait. Who is it? Fabs, Mike, DJ Triforic, Napoleon, Rob Lowe, and Mike Kimmel. Mike, you lucky son of a gun. I know who Mike is. Fabes, Euphoric Triforce, Jersey for Life, just Rob, good old Rob, Tacos Tequila and Twitter, my kind of guy. And then Mike, also the winner. Folks, if you are one of those 5, I will be reaching out to you today to be giving you that coupon code on Apex. And then for anyone else, whether you are the winner and you want more, or if you didn't win but you still want an account, obviously let me remind you, use that code Goonie, 80% off. And the more of you using Goonie, we can give away more and more and more. Other than that, that's pretty much what I have for you today. It's a bullish day. Obviously, SPY flow strong, Mag 7 flow strong. Holy guacamole, Batman. This is going to be good for the Russell. This is the buyers on the New York Stock Exchange. They have not stopped all day. All right. In terms of my levels, remember, if we can recapture 80, my reach target on the day is 6,600, which is going to be another $2 higher in the SPY. So that will bring us about to 659-ish. 659-ish if you need that equivalent on the SPY. And then obviously we've gone over other levels on the Qs, on IWM, on Tesla, on Hood, on all of those. But thus far, looking good. I will keep you guys apprised of my positions. If you want to know about my real-time trading, that's exactly what the Goonie Discord is for. You can sign up. The first month is free. Hang on. We just took out that high. Yeah, we're going back to the intraday high right now. We just put in a nice higher low. How is this looking? I'm surprised. Nothing else is traded today for me, unfortunately. Wait, did I lose connection? Oh, that's why nothing's trading. Fucking my connection is lost. Are you kidding? What the fuck? Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks a whole heck of a lot there, team. My fucking connection got... is it going to start firing off random ass orders? I blame you. Team. Mike, I'll be reaching out later today. I cannot believe you guys fucked me over like that. I blame you all individually. Nothing was firing because the data completely disconnected. And now it's just frozen, I think. What is going on with my shit today? I don't know anymore. It's getting to the point where it's above my pay grade, so maybe that's the time of the day that we call it. Here's the plan. We'll be posting an update video later on today, streaming tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday, payday Friday, Michigan numbers. In the meantime, I'll catch you in the Discord. Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on your notifications for those update videos. We put a lot of important information there, so check those out. They come out right after market closes. That's what I have for you. I appreciate all the good vibes. Congrats.
Order submitted.
Well, now we have to. Icarus, what are you doing, buddy? Icarus, why? I was trying to end the show. Icarus, what are you doing there, Tonto? No, Tsunami. Icarus. What you doing there, buddy? What you doing there, pal? What you doing there, Tonto? In at 10, trying to get a fill at 1375, a little bit larger than normal, probably because of the expanded ATR. Icarus doesn't want to leave. Yeah, I was hoping for a quick fill. Come on, brother. Don't embarrass me. Don't embarrass me, Icarus. Not right when I'm about to try to leave. What happened to your Apex PA accounts? Well, it's a story that goes like this. Icarus made a trade and it was slightly down. I turned Icarus off and decided to manage it myself. It was a position that was long 2 contracts in midday yesterday. I figured it's down a little bit. I could help Icarus by buying another 6. I was long 8 contracts into the puke. And had I stayed with Icarus's 2 contracts, it would have gotten out, switched sides, and I would have made about 2 to 3K yesterday. So time and time again, I'm getting nothing beyond the data I collect is nothing beyond the fact that I should not be fucking with it at all. So what happened? I'm retarded. That's what happened. I'm a dipshit. I'm stupid. I should be seeing 5 different therapists. It's like my therapist should be seeing therapists. I'm fucking brain dead. I don't know. Like, take your pick within that argument, but it's because I'm fucking stupid. It is because I am fucking stupid. Come on, Icarus. And then when I stick with Icarus, it all works out exactly how it should. That's the most frustrating thing. Is just like thinking that, no, this time's a little bit different. I should help. And like, just inevitably, I should not help. I should not help. I wish you guys had a button on your side of the screen that could stop me, like that could brick my computer from manually trading. I wish there were like a virus I could install in my computer that does not allow any of these buttons to work, and it's only systematic that works. I would pay, maybe I'll just make that myself. Like all of these buttons right here. You got to just, someone DDoS attacked my computer and remove these 8 buttons.
Order filled.
Boom. Icarus strikes again. Didn't have to do anything. Didn't have to do anything. But my newest idea is writing a script on Ninja that just does not allow any of these buttons to work, and I will sell it to you guys. Be like, hey, just doesn't fucking work. Any hoozle, that's what I have for you. I appreciate all the good vibes. I'll catch you in the update video later tonight, and then we'll be streaming once again tomorrow morning for Payday Friday. Thank you. Peace.